welcome in here on the GPAC Network. We've got some GPAC football here for you live from Develoy Stadium in Corver Field in Orange City, Iowa. Austin West, Brian Weedy with you here on the call as we get ready for Northwestern to host the number 4 ranked team in the NAIA, the Morningside Mustangs. Coming into this one last year, the Mustangs won a close contest in Sioux City, defeating the Raiders 13-7, but the Raiders, they won that meeting back in 2023, emerging with a 34-20 win in snowy conditions. This matchup will pin the last two GPAC champions up against each other, as Morningside took the conference title last year and Northwestern held it in 2023. The last time out for these Mustangs, they faced off against DAC West, a big win for them, 49-17, 510 total yards, 306 through the air, 204 on the ground. Chevalier was fantastic at the quarterback position, 306 passing yards and 3 touchdowns. They also had the running back Jalen Birch, the junior, rushed for 72 yards on 13 attempts and 3 touchdowns. And leading a wide receiver in that contest was Drew Sellen, 6 receptions, 118 yards, and a touchdown. But the big story from last week was with the Raiders, as on the way to the game against Briarcliff, they had the offensive bus in a collision with a light pole, but they had a couple guys go down. They had some guys step up, and they rallied together and shut out the Chargers 28-0. Tanner Scouten compiled a career-high 211 receiving yards and scored 3 times. 2 of those touchdowns, long ones, late in the fourth quarter. Colby Duncan passed for 307 yards and a career-high 3 touchdowns, added 51 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown as well. Jackson Smythe, the linebacker, led the team with 9 tackles. It earned him GPAC Defensive Player of the Week as well. He had 1.5 tackles for a loss in that game as well. He's currently pacing the Northwestern defense with 39 tackles on the year. Tristan Voss had 2 tackles from the D-line position, an All-American last year, but if those numbers seem small, it's because his snap count was so high, as Voss came into play on the offensive line as well, stepping in for those injured O-linemen. He also appeared on the field goal team as well. So playing both ways in that one was Tristan Voss, and a little bit of special teams as well. Jacob Dragstra, his partner in crime on that defensive line, added 4 tackles and a sack last week. They also had Colton Koopman picking off his first career pass. And then Giovanni Cabongo, the young kicker for Northwestern, had 6 kickoffs for 353 yards and 2 touchbacks. So a great shutout win for the Raiders last week. We'll talk more here in this pregame coming up about that game as well, as Tanner Scouten was a big force in that one. Again, those 6 receptions, 211 yards, 3 touchdowns. Again, that longest one was 62 yards, but you can't forget the running game. Gardner Casey last week, 6 rushes for 20 yards. It seems small, but that's just because that passing attack was so good last week. We'll see if they can continue that here today, as Gardner Casey, again, just a freshman on this Raiders squad. He's been phenomenal through this half of the year. We'll see if he can continue that. Looking ahead here in this broadcast, we'll have coming up our interviews with the coaches of this game, including head coach for the Raiders, Matt McCarty, as the Raiders just receiving votes this last week in the NAIA poll. And again, those Morningside Mustangs currently ranked number 4 in the country. So we'll take a quick break here for a little bit, get into those interviews, and be back with more football pregame right here from Orange City on the GPAC Network.
Northwestern coach Matt McCarty joins me on today's pregame show, and coach, 28-0 win over Briarcliff last week, and a lot of circumstances with the bus accident prior to the game, and you had to adjust on the fly.
We really did, and it was you know, just a really bizarre and really challenging day, and just our guys what they had to go through that entire day with the unknown of, are we going to play, when are we going to play, and then ultimately who can step on the field and play for us. And I thought our guys did an outstanding job of how they handled change, how they handled the adversity. We had guys, step into different positions. We had guys playing different sides of the football and really do an outstanding job. And they really rallied around one another and competed for one another. And probably, if you look at the game, played our best game of the year so far. So that was awesome to see. And, come away with a big win definitely helped.
And with the biggest adjustment was on the offensive line. You had guys like Tristan Voss going both ways and Sam Remerdy playing on the O-line.
Yeah, up front we lost really 6 of our 10 on the offensive line that we had traveled with, and 3 starters and 3 backups. And, we really had to get creative in how we filled that role to be able to play that game on Saturday night. Those guys did just an admirable job. They did an outstanding job. Tristan Voss hadn't played offensive line since high school, and to be able to move over and compete on both sides of the football and do it at a high level, it was pretty impressive. Sam Remerdy moved from tight end to tackle. He'd never played offensive line either in his life, and Sam did a really nice job. And I think it really showed just the character of the kids that we have, just their willingness to take that challenge head on and really just kind of compete and do it together. And I really am proud of our guys and what it showed in our team.
How did all of that change the offensive game plan for the day?
Last week it was we really had to come up with a totally new game plan that afternoon, and so the accident was like 10:30 as we were pulling into the stadium. I think as we tried to figure out what was going on, if we were going to play, what that looked like, Coach Biker and Coach Fakema went back to Orange City to kind of revamp our game plan and get new wristbands for our offense and really kind of simplify things and also get a little bit more creative in our passing game, because we thought that would be a little easier than trying to run the football the whole time with the new offensive line. And so our staff, I think, did an outstanding job. Our players did a great job of adapting and picking things up. But it was a completely new game plan put in that afternoon, and guys did a nice job.
Colby Duncan had a great day at quarterback, and Tanner Scouten with a huge afternoon.
And those guys had some really big plays for us, and just the explosiveness that Tanner Scouten gave us on Saturday turned a lot of short gains and short catches into big touchdowns. And his speed, he's starting to get his speed back. He was a huge weapon for us out there on Saturday. And Colby did a great job of just kind of leading the offense and what we had to do. And he's one of those kids that things don't bother him. He's kind of cool. He's going to compete. He's going to do that no matter what the situation is, and he kind of embraces that challenge and did a great job for us leading our offense.
And the defense with a shutout, I don't think Briarcliff was even in the red zone all game.
And Briarcliff offensively has been phenomenal throughout the season. They did a great job against Morningside in their game. They put up a lot of numbers. They've got some really good weapons on the outside. As we hung out that afternoon at Briarcliff, that was something we challenged our defense with, is like, hey, if we can hang our hat on our defense. If they don't score, they can't win. And those guys really kind of embraced that challenge. Jackson Hildebrand and Riz Gosman stepped into some increased roles on the defensive line, with Tristan playing on the offensive line. And that group really played physical football. They really set the tone. I thought our guys up front did a great job. Our linebackers and secondary, covered and tackled really well, and then played some really good football.
Well, what's the injury status looking like today?
It's been a week. It's something where, we've got a few guys back. We still don't have a few guys. We've kind of had to piece together practices every single day this week has looked a little bit different on, as guys are coming back from injuries, who do we maybe have back today. I guess, if you're looking for the silver lining in it, is we've got a lot of guys from different experience and should be ready for anything that happens, because we've got guys practicing in different spots all week. I think we've got a pretty solid group up front, and I think for us, those guys have got a lot of reps this week now, because we're pretty thin as well. We haven't had two groups, so our ones and our few subs that we have gotten a lot of reps, and so I think that group up front that we have will give us a good shot today.
Morningside today, it's a big game. No matter what the records show, everybody gets excited for this one.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a great game. It's it's a fierce rivalry. I think it's one of those where there's a ton of respect between the two programs. I know between the two coaching staffs there's a ton of respect. And in terms of, we know we're going to bring out their best, and they're going to bring out our best. It's such a fun atmosphere when we compete, and it's for the highlight. It's one of the best games of the year every time we play. And we've dropped a couple games that we feel like we were right there and had chances to win. So maybe it's not as it doesn't seem like it's as big a game, but I think for us, last week we got a little bit of a spark going, and if we can keep things going and just continue to take care of business, today's a great opportunity for us to take a step in the right direction again.
Morningside offense continues to be explosive, and Zach Chevalier at quarterback and their wideouts really make some things happen.
Yeah, they're phenomenally efficient on offense, and that's something as you watch them. They're averaging 51 points a game and just a ton of yards on offense, and they do such a good job of attacking the entire football field and really forcing a defense to defend the whole field horizontally and vertically, and their RPO game is really sound, and Chevalier does a really nice job of making good reads and putting the ball on the money. Run game, they're going to see a couple different running backs today. They're both solid. Neither of them are really game breakers, but they're both like really solid, good backs with good vision. Both are going to run really hard, but the challenge is matching up with them on the outside with Sellen, Brown, and Nelson. Those guys do a really nice job on the outside. Sellen is a great route runner. That's the guy they kind of design their offense around, and they always typically have one receiver that's kind of a focal point for them. We've got to do some things defensively to try to be physical with him and disrupt him. He's going to get his catches today. We just got to really limit big plays if we can.
Defensively, they've given up some things at times. I think they've changed their scheme a little bit in the last few weeks.
Yeah, they have, and it's one of those. They either some injuries, and they were struggling a little bit early on, but for them, it's like they're trying to kind of figure out what they have and who they are, and they've adjusted to more of a 3-4 structure. Defensively in terms of scheme, it's very similar to their 4-3 defense. Just have different bodies on the field, different types of bodies on the field. They're physical up front. For them, it's, again, how disruptive can they be up front? With Pittenger and Lowe, those guys do a really nice job up front. And I think the challenge is if we can, with our offensive line and where we're at up front, can we displace those guys, and can we give a good pocket for Colby when we want to throw the football? Their overhang linebackers is just kind of true to their defense. Those guys create problems just because of how they align and their commitment to playing the run. For us, we've got to win one-on-one battles on the outside, and I think that's where we have the advantage, if there's an advantage, is we've got some really good receivers, we've got some really good route runners. For us to be successful offensively, it's going to be throwing the football and being able to attack down the field.
What's it come down to today for the Raiders?
I think explosive plays. Last year it was kind of a slugfest, and we were able to really limit explosive plays. I think they got a couple on one drive, and that was when they scored their touchdown. And defensively, it's just, can we keep things in front of us? Get them into some tough situations, and then we've got to be great up front. Offensive line, I think, with Morningside, is everybody loves their skill positions. They put up a ton of yards and a ton of points, but it's really they're great up front, and they're so sound up front, and that's really where it starts for them. So we have to win the battle defensively in the trenches, and then we have to create some big plays. I think the battle of explosive plays will be big today. If we can get some explosive plays offensively, if we can create some turnovers and limit explosive plays for their offense, I think that gives us a chance to win today.
Thanks, Matt. Good luck today.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Doug.
You're listening to Red Raider Football on KSOU.
Welcome back into Develoy Stadium in Corver Field here in Orange City, Iowa, on the campus of Northwestern College. Austin West, Brian Weedy joining you here for the call. Just a little over 10 minutes to go till kickoff as the Raiders of Northwestern are facing off against the number 4 ranked Morningside Mustangs here at home. We talked earlier in the pregame, a big part of this Raider team was that story last week, the bus crash on the way to Briar Cliff, delayed game. They have some guys step up, play offensive line, including Last year's All-American Tristan Voss from the defensive line, hadn't played there since high school, stepped up as a guard, and then starting tight end Sam Remerdy stepped in as a tackle, ended up shutting out the Briarcliff Chargers 28-0, a big win for them. And as we get ready to go, here come the Raiders now, making their way out onto the field. Again, a lot of changes for them in the last couple weeks, and even from last year, they're a lot different of a team. That defense has been one of the big things this year, but it's held up strong despite a lot of graduation so far for them. But that scoring defense does rank second in the GPAC and fourth in the NAIA, allowing just 9.2 points per game. They're going to have a tall task here against the Morningside offense, averaging 51 points per game. And the Raider defense has shut out its opponents in all 3 of their wins this season. That's going to be a big key to the game for them. They've got the second best defense by yardage in the GPAC, just 223.5 yards per contest. We talked about their linebacker, Jackson Smythe, earlier in the pregame. He's their leading tackler, posting 39 tackles on the season. Ben Egley, also a linebacker, tied for 5th in the GPAC with 2 interceptions. Had them both in that game against Dort earlier this season at home. And then Levi Egley, Jackson Hildebrand, and Tristan Voss are all tied for 9th in the GPAC. They've each got 3 sacks on the year. And then Tristan Voss, we talked about him, that All-American from last year, 4.5 tackles for a loss, leads the team. And it's just the first year for defensive coordinator Brett Mosier for this Raider defense, stepping up this year, and he has led this team on a good defensive stretch so far this year. Again, taking another look at this phenomenal defense, we didn't mention Kyler Fritz, their star defensive back, 17 solo tackles, 12 assists for him, also adds a half tackle for a loss. And then one of the young stars of this defense is linebacker Owen Lumendier, as we'll try to get his name right throughout this broadcast. 15 solo tackles for him, 10 assists, and 1.5 tackles for loss. Didn't start coming into this year, was in the 2 deep on the depth chart, was not a starter, got named a starter as a redshirt freshman. I believe that was in week 3, and so he has been phenomenal. Plays fast, plays well there from that linebacker spot for Coach McCarty and the Raiders. Taking a look at that offense, it's Colby Duncan under center. He's been doing the job so far this season. He's 50% completion percentage, just over 62 for 123 attempts, 844 yards, 5 touchdowns, does have 4 interceptions as well, but his real story is being the dual threat quarterback that he is. He has 67 rushing attempts, 318 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So a huge moment for them. We'll take a break here on the GPAC Network as we'll pause for our national anthem.
You're a difference maker. That makes you different.
Success matters, but you care more about succeeding in ways that matter.
Want to be confident, prepared, ready to lead a life that stands out?
You belong at Northwestern College.
Lead and serve.
Be smart and strong.
Courageous and faithful.
Build community and experience belonging.
Our promise. You'll stand out at Northwestern.
You'll learn to be great, not for your glory, but for God's.
Not for yourself, but for others.
You'll be equipped for your career, for God's call on your life.
For success, for significance.
Be a Raider.
Because Raiders stand out.
How do you make everyone's favorite buffet even better? How do you make the country's best chicken even more exciting? How do you make Thursday the best night ever? Wing night at Pizza Ranch. Boneless and traditional. A variety of sauces. All the wings you want, plus all your other buffet favorites. The country's best wing night is here. Taking flight Thursday nights only at Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
Back with you here on the GPAC Network. Devoy Stadium and Corver Field here in Orange City, Iowa. Austin West, Brian Weedy with you on the call. It is under 5 minutes to go till kickoff in this big GPAC matchup. These two teams have been tightly contested matchups for years now. This time, though, coming in, it's the unranked Northwestern Red Raiders. They are receiving votes in the poll, but then the number 4 team in the country, the Morningside Mustangs. Again, they come into this game, their offense scoring 51 points per game, 566 total yards per game, and then that defense allows 382 total yards per game and 24 points per game. On that flip side, Northwestern offense, it's been a little bit of a slower start for them this year, just 22 points per game, but that defense has been phenomenal. Just over 9 points per game allowed for them, 223 total yards per game. It'll be a big ask for them going up against this phenomenal Morningside offense. 3.5 minutes here to go. Taking a look, that's kind of one of our keys to the game here today, and looking right there at the standings on your screen, you can see Morningside 5-0 in the conference. They're 5-1 overall. Meanwhile, Northwestern has struggled a little bit so far in the GPAC. They've lost their last 2 home games to Hastings and Dordt. It's been a struggle for them here with the home crowd, and they'll look to get things right here against Morningside. And Brian, what are kind of some of your things you're looking to for this team to step up for this week?
Yeah, I think every time you play Morningside, it starts with stopping their offense. They have one of the most dynamic offenses in the country every year, and that's continued this year. Their passing game has been elite, 24 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions for their quarterback, and Chevalier creates a lot of problems on how he throws the ball. Not necessarily a running threat, so that probably works to our strength a little bit better with the way that our defensive line can attack a passer. And then on the flip side, Morningside's pretty stingy on defense, and the Raider offense really has been struggling this year a little bit. So it's going to come down to how many points Northwestern can score, and is that enough? You feel like Morningside's probably going to score at a minimum 17. Right. So can the Raiders get to the 24-ish that it might take to win a game like that? The wind's going to play a factor. It is very windy from the north, so teams going towards the north end zone are going to have a hard time with field goals and punts, and passing into that wind may be an issue. We've seen that before, but from the south this year. So, teams heading to the southern direction, they might be able to kick a 60-plus yard field goal today. Both teams have kickers that are capable of long field goals, and the direction that you're going when your drive stalls out, in the 30 to 50 yard range, it's going to make a difference.
Yeah, and you mentioned that wind. We saw that against that Hastings game here at home, just blowing that opposite direction. I believe it was a 32-yard field goal that died before it even made it to the field goal posts earlier in that game. That didn't quite cost Hastings as much as the Raiders would have hoped, but again, it's something to be aware of so far here. We'll have the coin toss, and before we get into this game, you mentioned Zach Chevalier for that Morningside offense, 69.8% completion percentage, 2,000 yards passing, 24 touchdowns, just those 4 interceptions, and then you brought up he's not much of a rushing quarterback. His stats on the year, 17 rush attempts, negative 26 yards, but he does have a long TD rush of 15. So when he's been able to scramble, usually defenses have got to him. So we'll see how the Raiders are able to maybe force him out of the pocket and maybe make some throws on the run and see if he's able to do that.
Yep, that's gonna be the key. And with Tristan Voss moving from D line to O line, it sounds like he's going to play both ways a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how that affects our D line play. Something that's been a strength for Northwestern, but Morningside is going to receive the ball first. Northwestern won the toss and deferred, so Giovanni Kabongo is going to kick off to the Morningside offense, going with the wind, getting right to it, or going into the wind. So,
yeah. And Giovanni Kabongo's been good on these kickoffs. Again, had those 2 touchbacks, about 500 yards of kickoffs last week against Briar Cliff. We'll see how he's able to kick this thing with the wind. This thing might have a chance of going out the back of the end zone with the leg he has. Phenomenal soccer player here at Northwestern as well. As, again, a bold ask to get this Northwestern defense, try to go up against the offense first. Kabongo's kickoff, it's back there right into the middle of the end zone. They'll let it go out for a touchback. It was Juven Hudson back there to return, the backup running back, the redshirt freshman as well. So we'll see. That Northwestern defense and the Morningside offense should be the one we see up there. As
it is the offense. It's just labeled defense.
Labeled defense,
yep.
But again, the big guy is Zach Chevalier, the quarterback. Jalen Birch is their running back. Normally, Max Howe usually handles a lot of this work. You see that strong O-line up front. And then Lennox Brown, that wide receiver off to the left, he's been phenomenal for them as well. 32 receptions, 361 yards and 4 touchdowns on the year. Chevalier in the shotgun. Play action, looks for the first pass, and he'll complete it. That's over there to number 9. We just Drew Sellen. So a great complimentary piece to Lennox Brown. He's been good this year. 39 catches, leads the team. Gets number 40 here to start this drive, and it's an early first down.
Yeah, and right back to it for the Morningside offense. They're not going to waste any time.
As you see our defensive starters out there for Northwestern. Chevalier takes the snap. Nobody there in the backfield, just going to dump it off to his tight end, but it'll be dropped there by number 89, Griffin Kraft. Listed on Morningside's 2-deep as just an H as well. So he's a little bit of everything, tight end, wide receiver. We've seen it a little bit from him. As you see, 55 out there on that D-line is Tristan Voss, usually wearing number 5, but again, going both ways here today. The handoff onto the outside, picks up a couple. I believe that'll be 2 for that running back, Jalen Birch.
Yeah, nice job by the Raiders of getting it into a 3rd and long situation here. 3rd and 7 for the Mustang offense. Of course, easily convertible by this crew, but gives himself a shot if they can make a play.
Birch in the backfield. He's got Chevalier in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his left and his right. Drops out, looking, throws it up. Anybody's ball, almost intercepted. Hayden Gross in there almost on the interception. Had guys in his face, did Chevalier. I believe it was Dragstra and Voss on that pressure.
And with the wind blowing against him, the high ball is a bad thing for a quarterback when they're going this direction. And Gross almost made a great play. Yeah, almost mossed him kind of from the defensive side. You can see it there.
Hayden Gross pulls it up and over his head. As back to punt, it'll be Luke Paulson for Morningside. Braden Bosma, the return man. This punt's going to die right there at the 35. Takes a nice Morningside hop, though, to get an extra 4 yards. But it'll be the 31-yard line we'll start from for that Northwestern offense. And you see that O-line, we've got a little bit of a change up here today. We thought maybe some of these guys would be ready to go, but our starting offensive line is going to be Corver Hupke over at left tackle, Tristan Voss at left guard, Griffin Schneider at center, Logan Miles at right guard, and then Sam Remerdy at right tackle. A tight end and a D lineman there on that offensive line. And then you see we highlight Tanner Scouten, had that great game last week against Briar Cliff, 6 catches, 211 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Colby Duncan's got Gardner Casey next to him there in the shotgun. They're going to start off with a pass as well. Duncan rolling to his right, trying to direct traffic. He'll just throw it away to the Northwestern bench.
Yeah, he's getting chased. Getting chased from behind. Was good to get rid of that ball, and good coverage down the field by the Mustang secondary.
And again, that secondary's been good. Kate Harriman, one of the leading tacklers on that defense, 25 solo tackles for him. He's also forced a fumble, so he's good after the catch as well on that defensive side. But again, they've allowed 257 passing yards per game. We'll see how they hold up against this Northwestern passing attack.
Kind of a new formation for the Raiders.
Sent Jacobs in motion. Duncan's going to take off, and he's not going to go anywhere. Looks like it'll be just back to the line of scrimmage for Colby Duncan, a late QB draw maybe. And it'll be 3rd and 10 for the Raiders on their first drive of the game.
Yeah, I think he was going through his progressions and got through the first 2 and didn't see anything and kind of panicked. Tried to run up the middle on a small lane that was there, but that collapsed pretty quickly, and now the Raiders are looking at a 3rd and long.
You see that starting defense from Morningside. Jack Brickhouse, the linebacker, 24 solo tackles for him, has 2 tackles for loss and half a sack. Duncan puts Cohen Jacobs in motion again. He'll drop back to pass, looking for Tanner Scouten. Scouten hauls it in right short of the 50. What a ball, what a grab, going with the wind. Tanner Scouten's been great on some of those routes coming close to the sideline, and it'll be an easy first down pickup for Northwestern.
Yeah, that's not an easy catch by Scouten, and Duncan's hand got hit when he threw it and really just laid it out there. Good athleticism by Scouten to make that catch away from his body.
Scouten just makes that stuff look easy. He's down on Duncan's right here on the near side. He's got 2 receivers up top. Sends Cohen Jacobs in motion again. Gardner Casey going to get the handoff. Looks for a seam. Not going to get there. Swallowed up there by number 41, Cole Riley, the sophomore, starting a linebacker for this Mustang defense.
Swallowed up is a really great term.
Just absolutely barreled through.
Yep.
It'll be a loss of 1 as well.
Yeah, the D line. This is not a surprise considering Northwestern's got a couple guys out of position, but the D line for Morningside, early indication is that they're gonna be a handful today.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot from that defense. Try to send as many guys as you can at that front 5 of Northwestern. Duncan in an empty backfield. Finds Scouten, caught right there at the 45. And it will be at the 45, so 3rd and 4 for Northwestern. So Tanner Scouten making himself known here early in this contest.
Yep, just a quick hook route right there. Went to the 45 and sat down. Hopefully we can see the Raiders do that again for another 4 or 5 yards.
Victor Atupra, the one in coverage on that play. Gardner Casey in the backfield. He'll swing out. Duncan looking, and he'll be sacked. That's once again that linebacker, Cole Riley. Free blitzer, nobody there to pick him up, and they'll lose all the yards they gained on that Tanner Scouten catch. They'll lose all but 1 yard, and it'll bring out the punt team. Luke Yeltima going to be back to punt that one.
Yeah, that was a big 5-yard loss. I wonder what they consider field goal range. You know, if it's at the 45, it's a 62-yarder. With the wind, he probably can make that. We've seen that this year.
Yeah, we've seen Kabongo come really close to that.
But with that sack, obviously kind of backs us up. And this penalty's not going to hurt us really, I don't think, with the way the wind is.
No, I think, honestly, it's one of those ones maybe you can be like, all right, that might actually help us out a little bit. Maybe we can use it to pin them a little bit deeper. As our return man back there is Jalen Birch, number 8, running back. I believe, unless that's a 9. Those numbers
looks like an 8 to me.
Yeah. 2 numbers with the font on these jerseys that are very, very close together. Yeltima's punt is away cleanly. It'll be caught there at the 10. Gets about 5 yards. It is Drew Sellen, number 9, back there to return. So a 5-yard return for him. And we'll see that Mustang offense come back out.
Yeah, Northwestern gave themselves a shot and then had that sack at the end there. But really good job on defense the first series. Morningside picked up their first down on the first play of the game and then really kind of sputtered out after that. So be interesting to see if they try to get the running game involved here a little bit more than what they did last drive.
Yeah, as Birch last week, 13 attempts for 72 yards and 3 touchdowns. He was phenomenal last week against Dakota Wesleyan. As a man in motion to Chevalier, he'll look to him on that far side. Misses one guy and then comes up, making that catch. I believe it'll be number 3, Kyle Sisler, as he was the man in motion, and then just kind of floated out and around the block. Picks up 7 yards, so 2nd and 3.
Yeah, basically a wide receiver screen there. Good job of blocking down the field.
Chevalier back to pass, pressure, just dumps it off to his running back, Birch, who will pick up the first down and a couple more right at the 30. Coming off that edge, I believe, was Levi Egley bearing down on him.
Good job by the Raiders of getting pressure, but the outlet was available.
And you can see Egley came all the way back around behind Chevalier, which opened up that spot for Birch to just kind of sit down and be a dump-off. As they'll go I formation, Birch directly behind Chevalier. Put a man in motion. It's Sellens. Fake the play action.
Tight end is wide open running on the field initially.
Chevalier will just send this thing out of bounds. He looked right at him.
I thought so too.
And it's like, all right, here's a big completion for Morningside. But
yep, Kraft was right in the middle of the field and the logo wide open. But the timing or something, Chevalier didn't like something. I don't know if you can see him here running just off the screen. But
there's a couple of big blocks by that old line as well, putting some D linemen down in the dirt.
This is where the Raiders have to win this down. Give themselves a shot to be behind the offense behind the sticks.
Chevalier hands it off. Birch looking for room to run. He'll bounce to the outside. Spins out of the tackle. He's got room down the sideline. Pushed out of bounds by number 13 for the Raiders.
Pretty athletic run right there, I would say.
Yeah,
the
great
spin move.
Spin.
Yeah, tight space, spin move. Got out of a tackle. The Raiders kind of gave up on it a little bit there.
Another run. This time it'll be number 2, Juven Hudson. He'll pick up 2.
Coach Mosier's going to probably see that in film and not be too excited about guys kind of standing up once they see that the first contact was coming.
No, and that's one of the things they preach. You got to get as many hats to the ball as you can. You can't expect that first guy to be the one to make the tackle. Man in motion for Chevalier in this Morningside offense. Hands it off to Hudson. Going to the outside. He'll pick up a couple. Breaks through. Looks like a tackle by Smythe there early. Gets a couple extra yards. He'll be out to the 45. Excuse me, the 44. 47. Has much shorter run than it looked like from up here. And so it's going to be 3rd and 5. A great distance if you're the Morningside offense, as it kind of opens up your entire playbook. All the receivers down on this near side. Chevalier takes the snap. His running back wide open. Jordan Carter! He's going to take this thing all the way back. Jordan Carter, the freshman, his second pick 6 of the season. And Jordan Carter puts the Raiders on the board first.
Yeah, just overthrown and then bobbled and picked.
And Jordan Carter, he says, I love when we play rivalry games. I get a pick 6 in every single one of them. Had one against Dort here at home, and now he'll get one against the Mustangs of Morningside.
That was sweet.
Only the 5th interception by Chevalier this season. What a job by Jordan Carter, and a young guy on that defense as well.
Here it is. He was covering the wide receiver, and the ball was just overthrown.
Just way overthrown.
Trying to get it to the running back.
Gianna Bennett on to kick that extra point. A lot of pressure there, but she'll knock it through. That right side of that offensive line took a beating there on that special team, so very lucky to get out of there with that extra point.
The extra points last week were an adventure.
Just a little bit, yeah. Looking back at those stats and watching that broadcast, a little bit of everything on those ones.
Yeah, so Coach McCarty said that they had kind of scrambled to figure out all the offensive stuff with the offensive bus getting into that accident, and then they're doing the walkthrough before the game, and they end the walkthrough every week with a field goal. And they went out to line up for the field goal and realized half their field goal special teams unit was out, so they had to kind of scrap it together. And the first 2 extra points were not good for the Raiders last week, but give them a week to prepare, and we can get them through the uprights now.
And that's what matters, is getting them through those uprights. Giovanni Kabongo on to kick for the Raiders, an early 7-0 lead here in Orange City. A pick 6 by Jordan Carter, his 2nd of the season, a redshirt freshman. 2 guys back to return it. It's Sellen and Birch. And this one almost out of the back of the end zone. Kabongo's leg got some juice to it, plus that wind. We'll have another touchback, and we'll get to see the Northwestern defense go up against that Morningside offense once again.
Well, I think for Northwestern, they just got to keep getting them to third down. You know, third and 5+ has been a good situation. Morningside's had some success in the running game. They don't run a ton because Chevalier is so talented, but I think that's going to be where they can maybe take advantage of the Raider defense a little bit.
And they're without their leading rusher this week. Max Howe didn't play last week either. 76 carries and 540 yards for him on the season. Not in this contest. Chevalier has Birch back there with him. He'll hand it off. Birch bounces to the outside, just out of the reach of Egley. He's got a crease around the corner, up the sideline, an early first down. Raiders just having trouble on the pursuit drill. We'll get a flag late there.
Really late. Hard to know if that's going to be on. I didn't see him get hit out of bounds.
No.
So I don't know which way that was going. Let's see if we can hear him here.
After the play, sideline warning. Gets Morningside. 9 yardage penalty. Going sideline warning again.
Wow. A sideline warning on Morningside. It's
right.
Very early in the game, too. So that's a dangerous spot to be in, especially if this game comes down close late in that fourth quarter. Those officials might be looking for sideline warnings late.
They got to be able to run freely. I can't imagine it'd be fun to watch one thing and run into somebody. So
correct, yeah. Chevalier again with Birch. He's got trips to his left. Hands off to Birch, right up the middle. He'll bounce it, get a couple extra yards, and be tackled there. I believe it will be Jacob Dragstra in on the tackle. 2-yard gain for Birch. And this has been a good spot, too, for the Raiders. These second and longs, where it's kind of felt like more passing downs for Morningside.
Yep. Yeah, and Morningside has so much success on offense. It's easy to want to call passes.
Got 3 guys to Chevalier's right. They'll fake the handoff. Over the middle, caught. Drops down just shy of the 40. Again, that'll be number 3 for them, Kyle Sisler.
They've kind of found a soft spot right behind the linebackers in the Raider defense. The play action brought the linebackers forward 2 steps, and that was all it took.
We'll get some defensive rotation here for the Raiders. Again, Sisler's already got 2 catches on the day, and they've been some good ones. Man in motion for Morningside. Chevalier fakes the handoff. It'll be a wide receiver screen. Held on to, slowed up by Ben Egley, and here comes the rest of the defense to make that tackle. About 3 more hats to the ball after Egley got an arm free to slow him down. That'll be Lennox Brown, the wide receiver who made that catch.
And that's what Morningside does so well, is they spread you out, and then they hit you in the gut. And, it's kind of reverse, hit you in the gut, and then spread you out.
Now, Morningside trying something a little different here today. Again, down 7-0 here in this contest. Chevalier fakes another play action. Pressure, he'll take off and run. We don't see that often, but he'll be tackled there by Jackson Smythe. And number 20 for the Raiders. I believe they'll be one of the DBs coming up to make that play.
Wenthy. They moved him to number 4. He's supposed to be number 4. But
usually number 4. Wenthy now wearing 20.
Yep.
This will be a first down for the Mustangs. They move that tight end Kraft in motion. Move him back. It's a run up the middle. It'll be
really
right
great
there.
Job.
Busting through the line, I believe. That'll be
that's number 56,
Caden Myers. He is also a switch number here today, so just a little bit of change-ups. He's playing backup O-line, so that's why he's got 56.
Yep.
So Caden Meyer, nice just pursuit down the line. That's exactly what you're taught. As soon as you get through, just go flat, and he does a great job of that. Handoff once again, follows a blocker. Chasing down, trying to get him down to the Raiders. A good run by Javon Hudson. Had this man to lead him all the way there. And like you said, this is one of those plays. It's like they just want to spread the defense out, and they've had great success running to the outsides so far on the Raiders. looking to cement this drive with a touchdown as they're at the 15.
Yeah, really great job by the pulling guard to take on the safety, Fritz, and that's a bad deal when your guard's getting to the safety.
By himself, he'll dump it off to Kraft, who will be tripped up. Wentz again. Isaac Wentz again wearing number 20. Chevalier still got Javon Hudson back there. Hudson will get the handoff on the outside, avoids one tackle, and then swarmed at the 5-yard line. They'll see if they'll give him enough for the first down.
I think they're going to say it's just short.
As they will, so it will be 3rd and inches.
Looks like a 3rd and 1 for the Mustangs.
Not even 1 yard there.
Not
on
even
that
one, that's right.
A big stop here. Their run game has been so phenomenal, you have to wonder, are they going to try to just run this up the middle, or are they going to aim for the end zone here on this 3rd down?
They've got lots of options.
Jalen Birch, they send the man in motion. Looking end zone. Deep ball, and it's almost a good field goal, but incomplete. Now 4th down. A big decision here by the Morningside offense. They're going to keep him out there. They're going to send in the kicking team.
Knowing Morningside, they're going to go for it.
And they are. Offense will stay out here. It's Chevalier and Birch in the backfield.
With how they've been doing in the run game.
No-brainer, it seems like.
Yeah. Like it seems like they could just have their O-lineman lean forward and pick up this.
It's a heavy front line. They've got 2 tight ends. They've got the big package, and here comes 2 of the tight ends in motion. I wouldn't be surprised by weak side run. They'll go strong side, and he'll bust through the line. Still on his feet and reaching. They'll call him short at the 1-yard line.
Yep, he was. His knee did get down, but
what a second effort from Jalen Birch.
100%.
We've seen this defense hold at the 1-yard line a couple times this season. As will be a direct snap and into the end zone for number 11. That'll be Lennox Brown who takes that direct snap. And Morningside will look to tie this thing up with the extra points. As the train horn making its trip as well from Sioux City, as that's usually a big sight at the games in Sioux City for Morningside, makes its trip down to Orange City as well.
I'm sure Tony loves that.
Tommy Fitzsimmons, the sophomore to kick, almost blocked there. Kyler Fritz coming around the edge, but it'll be up and good, and that's all that matters, and this will be a tie game. So for the first time in a little while, we'll see that Northwestern offense back out here on the field.
City Health System, American State Bank, CNA's Body Shop, Connected Electric, Students of Orange City.
As the big return man for Northwestern here lately has been Braden Bosma. He's done a great job of that in his first season here in a Red Raider uniform. A lot of family ties for him as well.
Yeah, they've been trying to get him the ball on offense a little bit to kind of create some opportunities, some touches for him in space. So it'll be fun to see him get the ball here for the first time.
And a lot of jet sweeps we saw these last couple of weeks for him. That's been his big play. Just get him moving. So they got to try to catch up with him. If you can get him in motion and just already up to full speed, it's worked out well for the Raiders. Also back there with him, the running back, Gardner Casey. Casey wearing number 21. An interesting kickoff setup for the Mustangs as they'll get ready to go and now move out to their spots, make it hard for that return team to count their guys off and see who they've got to block. Kick deep. It bounces before Bosma. Bosma will bobble it. He'll break one tackle, but he'll be swept up At the 15-yard line, they'll give him up to the 17.
Yeah, that wasn't great. The loose ball. I tell Deansy all the time that it's an odd-shaped ball, and you never know where it's going to bounce. So allowing it to bounce is usually never a good idea, and kind of saw that there with Bosma. It bounced away from him, and he had to really kind of scramble to pick it up, and then by the time he picked it up, there was nowhere to go.
Nice job breaking that first tackle, though, and it's nothing like a baseball. Even those are hard to predict. I could, much less a football, trying to bounce the right way. As it'll be Duncan and Casey in the backfield. Haven't seen much from those other receivers besides Tanner Scouten yet. We've seen Cohen Jacobs in motion. As we'll get a pass here. Deep ball, Duncan. Scouten one-on-one. And he'll get pass interference called deep downfield. Underthrown by Duncan as well. Scouten had a few steps out there.
He was 2 steps past him, but was a long ways down the field.
As it'll be 17, A.J. Matthews who gets called for that one. As Matthews in the pink gloves and pink turf tape as well.
The underthrown ball led to the interference, and a well-thrown ball would have been a touchdown, and an overthrown ball would have been incomplete.
Yeah, so, you know,
Got the second best idea.
Yeah, 2/3 of those options are good for the Raiders,
Yep.
and they get one of them. As it's just a 15, no spot penalties. Duncan and Casey. Casey on the left. As another pass, he'll just swing it out to Casey, who will catch it back behind. Makes it up to the line of scrimmage, and then maybe a couple more. And the fans will look for a late hit on Casey out of bounds, as will the sideline.
He did get hit out of bounds, but that was just a matter of a large man in Seth Thomas, 5'9", 270, not being able to stop. He wasn't trying to hit him.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that it looks bad to the fans, but, you know, when it comes down to it, it's like those things are just going to happen, and somebody's going to be a lot slower than the other.
Yep.
Trips to the right for Colby Duncan, the quarterback. He'll go to pass again. Lays this one out. Hit right there out of bounds for it'll be number 5, Carson Ness, who makes that catch. He's had a good season. He's been picking up as well. Ness had 2 catches, 34 yards for him that game against Briar Cliff last week.
3rd and short for Northwestern.
And you have to think Gardner Casey, he's been a force so far this season, just a tough runner downhill.
It's been pretty tough, though.
It has, and we'll have a
right here at this
backup running back in there as well. It'll be Eli Carpenter. Not many carries for him. He'll go out to block. Quick pass. Enough for the first down, though. That's Braden Bosma. They're trying to get him touches, and they get him one there.
Yep. Not a great job on the outside of blocking. The DB kind of made the tackle as he was getting blocked.
Yeah, it is.
Fortunate for Northwestern, he just wasn't able to hold him behind the line of scrimmage.
As I believe that'll be Carson Ness who gets blown up on that block. Gardner Casey back in the game. We've got Ness and Scouten here on the near side. Cohen Jacobs up top. Play action.
Doing it again.
Duncan's going to roll. Deep ball. Tanner Scouten's got plenty of room.
He's hit again.
He hit again. Another pass interference. Scouten's got a few words there for A.J. Matthews. Another underthrown ball leads to the pass interference, but Scouten is just burning Matthews down these seams.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been, I'm going to run deep, you chuck it up, and Scouten, that one he could have actually caught, but his hands got hit. Let's see what he says here. I mean, he would have caught it. Oh, ref
forgot to turn his mic on. It's the end of the first quarter, so now the Raiders are going to be going into the win. These deep passes might be a little bit harder, but we'll see how they go when we come back for that second quarter.
2025 marks the and to share the GPAC title in 2014.
Back with you here on the GPAC Network for Northwestern versus Morningside. Number 4 in the country, Mustangs, taking on the unranked Raiders here at home in Orange City, Iowa. And we're tied up at 7 through the first quarter. A short direct snap rush for Drew Sellen, the wide receiver, put Morningside on the board. But before that, it was Jordan Carter, his second pick 6 of the season, that put the Raiders on the board first. And now Northwestern offense, they've picked up 2 pass interference calls on the defense here on this drive. Has put them across the 50. Tanner Scouten has been burning A.J. Matthews on that far side for Morningside. It's just a matter of time before Colby Duncan's able to connect with him.
Yeah, they're gonna have to start putting a safety over top of him if he beats him by 2 steps every time.
Fakes the run for Carpenter. Duncan rolls out. He's going to take it himself. Block by Carson Ness. Duncan will get a first down and then some. Mark it down, a 13-yard run for Colby Duncan. We've talked about his rushing attack. 67 attempts coming in today, 318 yards. Picks up another 17.
Well, when Colby Duncan's at his best, that's what he's doing. He's finding a way to use his legs and picking up first downs or picking up positive yardage when maybe the play's broken. And that's the dynamic that he brings to the offense that can be a difference maker for the Raiders when they have the ball.
Just 4 rushes for 4 yards for Northwestern. That's not the usual offense we see. As Bosma's screen pass caught behind the line of scrimmage, a loss of 2 as he's blown up immediately. His helmet will come off. He'll have to sit a play. And it'll come Cohen Jacobs.
Yeah, same thing. They're trying to get him the ball in space, just not getting any help from blockers, and it's like catch tackle immediately every time.
And and he's 2 for 2 on those catch tackles. This time though is for a loss. And again, just no running game yet so far. And Eli Carpenter once again in that backfield. Haven't seen much of Gardner Casey. Jacobs in motion. He'll get set once again on that top side. Duncan back to pass. He'll roll out under a lot of pressure. And he'll be hit right there at the sidelines by number 33 of that defense. That's Jack Brickhouse.
So what a great name for a defensive player.
Yeah, that is a linebacker name through and through.
3rd and 12, Northwestern.
And we are the flags aren't blowing as heavy on the goalpost, but I would imagine that we are at the very borderline field goal range here. This is probably out of field goal range, honestly.
At this rate, with this win, you would have to assume so, plus that pressure that Morningside's been getting so far today. And
so 4 down territory, so let's get half of it here on 3rd down.
Absolutely. As Casey back in the backfield, Duncan to pass. Under pressure, drops it off. Bosma is hit right at the 30, a gain of 1.
So what were we saying about Bosma's catches?
Tackle.
That was almost like tackle.
Yeah.
Tackle.
That one not even getting the catch all the way completed before he was hit, but he's able to hold on to it. And the offense is going to stay out there.
Jeez, man.
An interesting choice by the Raiders here. Coach Fack must have a good play in his back pocket here for this one. 2 receivers to the left and a tight end, and 1 out by himself. That's Carson Ness, and we'll get a flag on the play. It'll be a false start on the offense, and I think now they'll look to see if they're going to bring the punt team out. As Coach Gramstad down there on the sideline calling for his guys around him.
Watching the sidelines down here, the video guy for Northwestern, he's arguing for a targeting and wanted Coach McCarty to challenge that targeting, and so now Coach McCarty's having a pretty good conversation with the head linesman on that tackle on Bosma. But they're going to leave the offense out here on.
Offense out. Gardner Casey in the backfield, most likely just to be a blocker. Timeout called.
Yeah, they got to punt it.
By Northwestern. Morningside loving that one. Their fans get up and loud for that. as do their players.
Raider fans, it's time to get loud to get a
We'll
free
take a
Raider
quick
t-shirt
timeout
and
here
other
with the
items
Raiders and be
sponsored
right
by
back
Van
here on the GPAC
Hagen
Network.
Agency, Insurance for
Orange City Area Health Systems team of physical therapists and sports medicine physicians offer a broader range of evaluation and treatment for injuries. Our doctors have expert training in musculoskeletal ultrasound, which helps diagnose the cause of the problem, allowing them to provide more precise treatments. Often a combination of medical treatment and therapy is used to produce the optimal outcome. Get back to feeling and performing your best faster with the sports medicine team at Orange City Area Health System.
Back on the GPAC Network here in Orange City, Iowa, Develoy Stadium, home of the Northwestern Red Raiders. Austin West, Brian Weedy with you on the call. Coming out of a timeout, it's 4th and 17 for Northwestern on the 35 of Morningside. As plenty of arguments there from the coaching staff. They're talking more to the officials than they are their guys out there. They're going to see what they're going for as they're taking a look at the video. And again, we talked about before going to the break that they're looking for a targeting call.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I don't know, Xander, if you're able to pull up that catch by Bosma to see that. The officials having a longer discussion right now about it. I assume that's what they're talking about. But the three officials here having a longer conversation, letting this timeout go a long time to try to figure out exactly what they're going to do. Maybe checking if they can still review it since it was a penalty in between.
Yeah, and that's going to be the thing. And Morningside's defense, they were like, well, if they're going to keep sitting there, we're going to go back to our huddle too. And
yeah.
I'm surprised they came out so quick to come back out onto the field when Northwestern is not moving at all.
Right. Do you have that replay available for us?
We might not, and here we do. We'll take a look at it. Nice close-up shot as well. So again, Duncan was looking over the middle here.
Oh yeah, it's right to the head.
Yeah, leads crown of the helmet into the helmet. Right ear hold him.
I don't know if they can get this reviewed or not, but I can understand what the coaching staff was frustrated about when they saw that replay come up on their iPads.
And again, I feel it's too late for them to call anything, but
yeah, I mean there hasn't been another penalty, there was a penalty, but there wasn't another play, and maybe that's something they can look at halftime.
As we'll get the punt team out, no calls from the officials.
Nothing from the officials, so just a long conversation. We'll see what happens if there's anything that happens at halftime, because in the GPAC now they can review that at halftime in the locker room.
So that one will be something they look at. Back to return this punt is going to be Drew Sellen. Luke Yeltima, the punter, right at the 50. He's going into the wind, which may help him out a little bit. Floats it. Fair catch called for. Dropping down at the 10 is Sellen. Had a man jumping out of the way to try not to interfere with that one. That one could have been close. I believe it was Sam Klassen, number 51.
That's a great job to get it inside the 10 there.
And it could have been close, too. He dropped to his knees. That could have been a loose ball in the dirt, too. So the defense will come back out. We'll see the stars so far for Northwestern. Jordan Carter here on that near side. This near side, the long sleeves. Number 1 there for that defense. Matching up against the big man, 89, Griffin Kraft at 6'3". He'll go in motion. Chevalier in the backfield. He'll pump it. Screen. This one's going to be broken up by number 7 on that defense, Camden Cruz. Drew Sellen making that catch, a gain of 3. As looked like it was almost going to be a gain of nothing, but able to get just away.
Yeah, that's why Chevalier had to pump fake a little bit. The Raider defense was right there, but still a good job to find a way to get positive yards.
Drew Sellen now moving down here on that near side. Chevalier in the backfield, hands that ball, bobbled on the handoff. Dragstra almost gets the tackle for a loss, but spins out of the arm tackle. Does Birch. The Hill power ahead for a yard. It's now 3rd and 6. You can see Dragstra almost getting held, beats his guy, but he just is unable to readjust himself if he's too far downfield and really tear down Birch. Birch still in that backfield. They've got three receivers here to the right of Chevalier. Birch will go to the left. One of them, the tight end, Kraft. Snap by Chevalier. He'll look for the screen, and it's going to be broken up and not going to get there.
Yeah, they're giving it to him.
They'll say he falls enough forward. Looks like the ball was short of the 20, but they're going to give it to him. It'll be Drew Sellen who makes that catch. And the Mustangs are going to go tempo. They're ready to go.
Yeah, it seemed like he was a little bit short of that, but close enough. I think that you probably get it right.
Fake the handoff to Birch. Chevalier over the middle. Caught, broken up. What a hit. Right there over the middle. That'll be Drew Alger breaking up that pass. What a hit. Just full on shoulder to the ball. It's not even aiming for the man.
Yeah, and Aiden Klein was right there. Ball almost ricocheted into his hands.
That would have been Sports Center top 10 for sure if that's able to happen. And it would have been the second interception of the game for Chevalier. He's got trips to his left. Man in motion is Brown. Handoff, Birch looking for room. He makes one man miss, but it'll only be a gain of 3. As coming downhill was Owen Lalumendir. Again, he plays really fast, but sometimes that speed kills him a little bit. He gets too far to upfield, and the guy runs past him. It's third down again. 3rd and 7 for the Mustangs in their own territory. Birch in the backfield with Chevalier. It's a tight concept. Probably going to look for some guys over the middle. Chevalier rolling out. He's being chased by Rizik Osman. Right there with him. Floats one, and it's way out of there. Rizik Osman chasing down Chevalier. Had the pressure on him because Chevalier was going to come rolling out towards us. Yeah. But Rizik was right there saying, "Nuh-uh, you better start running the other way."
Yeah, that was a long time for the DBs to stay on guys.
There you can see Rizik just ran right by them all. Plenty of guys in the area as well. So on to punt is Paulson for Morningside.
Now we might get to see something out of Bosma.
They've got the win. Floats right up and down kick. Bosma's going to let it bounce, and it'll bounce backwards. Takes a couple of Raider hops. That thing is at the 43.
Yeah, it was the football was spinning upright with the nose the tail down. The bottom was down, and that would have been great if it would have bounced at the 1, but at the 40. 35, not great. Now Northwestern's got great field position to start.
And that's one of those 50-50s. It's getting a Raider bounce or it's getting a Mustang bounce coming off that nose end of the ball. But we'll see that offense after the Raider bounce. Duncan in the backfield once again. Gardner Casey there with him. Man in motion. As the blocking tight end, Duncan going to roll. Looks over top of Casey. Caught! That's going to be Carson Ness.
Man, I was like, get it to Casey. He's wide open. I didn't even see Ness at the second level.
No, Ness kept sprinting down across that second level. I thought Duncan was looking for Casey all day. Quick little 5-yard gain. Nope, he wants it all. Gets the first down.
Yeah, he was wide open, too.
And you just see Ness come screaming in on your screen there.
That was really nice.
What a job by Ness to dive for that ball and hold on to it as well. Same kind of formation. Casey goes in motion. Duncan's going to run it himself. Up the middle. He'll get 8. As they'll give him a little less. It'll be 7. The Raiders kind of working on offense. They're a well-oiled machine right now. It's not quite the offense we're used to seeing.
Well, the oil's fresh right now.
And that it is. It is 8:30 left to go in this first half. And with a backup O-line, basically, in this one. The run game hasn't quite been there, but that protection on pass pro has been phenomenal. Casey in motion again. He's got trips left. Basically quads now with Casey way out here. Duncan's going to run it himself. He's got leading guys. He'll get the first down right there at the line to gain.
Real nice job. Of course, none of this matters if you don't get points. Offensive yards are great, but you don't win by yards. You got to put points on the board, and Northwestern still got to get something going offensively to get some points up there.
And you got to remember you're playing into the wind, so Kabongo's leg is going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage. Duncan in the shotgun, calling out a possible blitzer there on his left. He'll call it right. They've got a couple guys going. He's looking deep. Scouten readjusts in and out of his hands. That's a catch Scouten usually makes. That's a big play missed by the senior.
I like it. Morningside brought 3 guys, so there were 7 guys coming on the pass rush. The Raider O-line held a pocket long enough for him to be able to take a shot down the field, and that's what you like to see when they go with a blitz, to have an opportunity to complete something long. I think we'll take that most days.
And a huge chance there by Scouten. He knows it, too. Twins to each side for Duncan. Fakes the handoff to Casey. He'll get away from the blitz. Duncan going to spin out of another tackle. He's got room. He floats one. Gardner Casey makes the catch down at the 10.
No flags. You love to see it.
Colby Duncan feeling himself here in the first half.
Sam Remerdy with a really nice job. The coaches were fired up, giving Sam some props for his job over there as the right tackle.
My goodness, what a game for students to be missing on fall break this weekend. Makes one man miss. He'll spin out of this one and just floats it. Gardner Casey sitting there between 2 guys. Carson Ness coming in motion now for the Raiders. Trips to his right. Duncan looks for Scouten. He doesn't have him. Avoids the D lineman. He's going to look to see if he can get it. Floats it out of bounds.
Yeah.
Knew he wasn't getting back to that line of scrimmage. Don't take the loss. Good.
Or the hit, honestly.
Play. Yeah, or the hit. Duncan takes enough hits on the rushes. He doesn't need any extra ones.
Yep. Well, moving the ball's been great. Pay dirt sounds good down inside the People's Bank red zone.
Again, just a defensive touchdown so far for Northwestern from that pick 6 by Jordan Carter. Casey in the backfield. Bahama over on the far side.
Oh.
This one going to be swallowed up.
Yep.
It'll be a loss of 1.
Tried some misdirection there and really nowhere to go for Duncan.
And Tyson Bima, we haven't seen much of him so far yet today. He's been one of the big guys stepping up in this offense as well. Austin Girard out of this contest as well. And he's been kind of dealing with hamstring injuries all season long, a star receiver from last season with Colby Duncan. Now 3rd and long, 3rd and 12 to be exact.
From the 14.
From the 14, yeah. You have a chance if you get down here close for a first down. Could be 4-down territory for the Raiders. Duncan looks to pass. End zone, Ness. They'll look for the flag. Not going to get one as he was tangled up there with number 6, Victor Atupra. First time we've called his name today. And they'll send on the field goal unit with Gianna Bennett. And looking so far this season, Kabongo's kind of been their guy more for deep field goals, but Bennett's been more of the precision kind of kicker for the Raiders this season.
Yeah, this one's tough because you want to get it up high because of the issues we've been talking about on the kicking front, but you can't get it too high because of the wind. So 30-yard field goal.
Bennett,
blocked.
This one's low and blocked. We talked about it. There's those issues on that front line of the special teams. Again, playing with a lot of backups here these last 2 weeks are the Raiders, and it's going to cost them points there. We'll stay tied at 7s. 5:46 left to go in this half. Morningside will take over. We'll be back here on the GPAC Network.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by the following sponsors. Premier Communications, the Van Engelhoven Insurance Agency, Orange City Ace Hardware, Diamond Vogel Paint, Iowa State Bank, Pepsi Lynn Pepco, Security National Bank, Matt Wegg State Farm Orange City Health System, American State Bank, and C&H Body Shop.
Chevalier, deep ball, intercepted. Kyler Fritz, 2-on-1 for Drew Selin down the middle of the field. Threw it out there with the wind, thought maybe Selin could beat it. Kyler Fritz was lurking. Two interceptions here in this game, just 4 all season before
Here's
today.
Here's the replay for you. The play action, looking to take a shot deep, and really
triple cover.
Yeah, no shot to complete that pass. Looking for Selin deep, and the wind just kind of helped it out too much, and Fritz was just waiting for it to come down.
So big defensive stand by the Raiders once again, and that well-oiled machine of the Raider offense is going to come back out here, see if they can put some points back on the board. It's Eli Carpenter in the backfield this time at the running back position. Duncan going to look to pass. Got Carson Ness right in the middle. He'll get a first down and then some. Drags 3 Mustangs with him for a 15-yard gain.
Yeah, really nice job of sitting down in the open spot. Found a soft spot in the zone and put himself right there, made himself available. Good timing by Duncan to get him the ball right when he's open.
And good strong running by Ness to pick up the extra yardage. Just over 5 minutes left to go in this half. 1st and 10 from the 45. In Mustang territory are the Raiders. Duncan in an empty backfield. Well, it's one go for Cohen. Jacobs gets the first down. He's going to get another 15. Back to back. We do have a penalty on the far sideline.
That looks like it's going to be some sort of procedure penalty, so illegal formation or something like that, I would imagine. So they didn't blow it dead, so it wasn't false start.
And so we'll see. They'll have a conversation.
Illegal man downfield, I'm betting. Yep.
That's exactly what they'll call. And they'll call on Braden Bosma.
He must have been covered up.
As Bosma having a conversation with the sideline as well. Coach Biker not sure what it was either. And he'll call Bosma off to talk about it. So 1st and 15 from the 50 for Northwestern. Eli Carpenter again, the running back on this drive.
They want to look at looking at the. Yep.
Duncan, quick pass for Carpenter, catches up by his head. He'll pick up 4.
Good job of getting some positive yards back.
Duncan's pass complete. The number 32.
Nice catch by Carpenter as well, just right above his head.
Those are hard to get your hands up there above the helmet with the pads.
Oh, yeah, especially when you're running like that, too. So he started backtracking a little bit. You kind of see him like, oh, let me stumble. And
that's like a red zone right up above your helmet making a catch.
2nd and 11. Northwestern in Mustang territory after the interception. Duncan looking under pressure. He's going to roll, throws pass, first down. Cohen Jacobs picks up 15. Excuse me, that'll be 16. So 3 passes by Duncan now on this drive for 15 or more.
Yeah, well, only 2 of them counted.
Unfortunately, true, yes.
But yeah, he's delivering the ball, getting out of the pocket when he needs to. Been doing a good job, but just like we said last drive, the Raiders can't be happy with yards. They got to get points on the board.
Yeah, and after that field goal block on that last drive, they definitely want to find end zone here. Solomon T, the running back. Saw him in the home opener. Duncan going to drop it off to him. One-on-one, T breaks a tackle. He'll still go. Penalty thrown. It looks like it'll probably be a hold on that offensive line.
Yep, likely a holding.
It's looking like Tristan Voss might get called for that one, as he's the one's kind of reacting the most.
Or hands to the face, maybe, the way how long the conversation is. We'll see what he says here.
They point back to the defense. They'll back him up.
Offense number 62, 10-yard penalty remains.
They'll get the center, Griffin Schneider, on the hold. So they'll back him up. It'll be 1st and 20 at the 40. Penalties looking to kill this drive for Northwestern. They battled back against the first. Now they've got an even longer one to fight here on this drive. T in the backfield. It's Scouten and Jacobs on this near side. Jacobs in motion. Back to pass is Duncan. He'll step up, throws it. Solomon T picks up 7.
Well, they're doing a good job of picking up yards after the penalties.
It's the soft zone. They've done a nice job just finding spots, dump it off.
Morningside's been really consistent with their defense throughout the years. They've kind of ran the same type of defense pretty much every play, with the exception of when they bring guys. But you know, they're going to be in a zone, and there's going to be soft spots for guys to get open, and Northwestern's done a good job of exploiting that today.
Empty backfield for Duncan. Just 3-man rush. Deep ball looking for Carson Ness. It's going to bobble. It'll be intercepted. Into the wind. It's not going to work. He'll try to toe tap down the sideline. They'll call him out of bounds all the way up at the 30. Throwing into the wind, putting it up there. That's what cost the Mustangs. Now it'll cost the Raiders. So back-to-back drives with a pick, one by each of these teams. And now the Mustangs will take over. Now the officials are going to have a conversation which yard line to mark it at. It'll be at the 32.
Yeah, I don't know.
As they're looking for, the fans are looking for pass interference down there, again on A.J. Matthews. Thought he was tangled up too much with Carson Ness. Chevalier gets the snap. He'll hand it off. It'll be Birch to the outside. He doesn't get anywhere. Blown up by Aiden Klein and Jackson Smythe.
Jalen Birch, loss of a yard on the play back, 30-yard.
2-minute timeout.
As we'll get a 2-minute timeout, we'll take it with them. We'll be back with more GPAC football right here on the GPAC Network.
I was come to Northwestern because ideally I was looking for a smaller campus that involved faith, and once I came on my visit, it just really felt like a place I could call home. I really enjoy the community. You're just surrounded by people that love the Lord, and they're grounded in their faith, and there's nothing more you could ask for there. I'm most grateful for my relationships that I've been able to form here at Northwestern. It's so cool to see different people coming from different places, but all coming together as one.
There's nothing like small-town Iowa. There's something about the people, the community, the values. That's why we call Northwest Iowa home. We're here for our community. We're here to build a better tomorrow. We continue to provide personalized service and innovative products to help achieve your financial goals and dreams. At Iowa State Bank, we're your neighbor, your friend, your trusted bank.
Iowa State Bank, we're ready for you.
Back with you here on the GPAC Network. The Raiders on defense after the interception from Colby Duncan. That one was picked off and the return down the sideline. Nice little toe tap down there as well by the DB of Morningside. Birch is in the backfield here for Chevalier.
It says 3rd and 11 on your ticker, but it is 2nd and 11.
Chevalier looking to pass. Pressure. Dumps it off to the running back. Birch will make a man miss. That's Ben Egley who misses the tackle. They'll be just shy of the first down. No, they'll give it to him. Fans not happy with that call here on the Northwestern side as he lined up on the near side of the hash mark, which would have been short, and then motioned that it was across. Chevalier looking for another ball under pressure. Dump off again. Kraft. He'll be short this time. Just past the 50, so they'll give him a little bit extra. So the 49 in Raider territory. Clock continues to run.
Right on the 50, actually.
So they will slide him back a little bit. Minute 20 still going. Clock ticking. Chevalier with Birch in the backfield. They're going to run it up the middle. It'll be swallowed up. It will be a first down, but a gain of 4. As Jalen Birch just enough, I believe it'll be taken down. I believe it'll be Zach Vandegrind who was in on that one. It'll be a timeout taken by Morningside, their first of the half.
Orange City Area Health Systems, your partner for safe, skilled, and essential services. From family medicine to behavioral health, sports medicine to therapy and rehab, surgery to senior care. They offer the right care in the right place at the right time at Orange City Area Health System. Got the 2-minute timeout there. Our SID, Bradley Lackman, was honored for being the GPAC SID of the year in his first year last year. Our sports information department does a wonderful job led by him. And Austin, you're a part of that group. And, you know, if you log into our website, on the GPAC network or NWCRaiders.com, Bradley and his team take care of all that stuff and the content that comes out on all the social media outlets, and is really proud of you guys and thankful for the work that you do.
Yeah, and Bradley does a great job again. First year in a full-time gig, and he gets SID of the year. As pressure on Chevalier, he'll break a tackle. Throws this one out of bounds.
I think the Raider faithful wanted to hold. What do you think?
I don't know. It's close. It's a lot of those ones that quarterback rolls out. It gives it up a little bit more to the official to be, you know, how do they discern it on this one? It looks like maybe Egley could have gotten one called against him, but it's very close. Would have been ticky-tack,
yeah.
I think, just at the speed of the game was going. And you can look back on it as much as you want, but a sack would have been huge as the clock stops with the throw out of bounds. Just over a minute left to go. The ball is on the 46 for the Raiders. Still Birch in the backfield with Chevalier. We've seen Hudson be in that spot. Pressure again. He's going to deep throw this thing down the side. Jordan Carter breaks it up. They tried to target Carter. Not going to get the redshirt freshman on that one. No penalty either. Clock does stop. 54 seconds, but it's 3rd and 10. And they are not in field goal range probably from here.
I'd be shocked.
The wind
It'd be
is
62, 63-yarder. So
the wind has picked up a little bit here at this back end of the half. The wind blowing a little bit harder, so some gusts have picked up.
About
so
5
we'll
yards
see.
would be probably.
A 5-yard run would definitely be enough for them to definitely consider it. Chevalier, he'll go for the pass. Pressure coming. He'll sling one over the middle. Not even close. They're going to look for the flag. It's once again Jordan Carter.
Yeah, I think Morningside's got a punt here. They can't risk giving the ball to Northwestern. With the way that Scouten has been able to get open down the field. And
they're going into the wind, so maybe that would have played a factor if they were able to pick up a few more yards. But
yeah, that's what I think I would have tried to do, is try to get 5, and if you get 10 or 12, then great, but give yourself a shot for a field goal in a tie game.
Yeah, and that outside run's been good for them through this first half. Here's the punt. Straight up and down. That's a short punt. Bosma, he's interfered with.
He is definitely interfered with.
There's no penalties, though.
How is there no penalty on that?
He was completely covered up.
How's there no penalty on that?
They'll still give the Raiders the ball.
Well, he got it on the bounce. The crew's going to have a hard time with the coaching staff and the
fans out here. They're livid on this one.
Well, I mean, if we can see the replay here, like,
I mean, there's a guy
he's pushing his back. He's like
26, puts his palms on his back plate. That is a clear flag missed.
I mean, I don't know what else. Like, he called fair catch. Is really great view on the
replay. Yeah, great job by Xander over there. They'll just kneel this half out. Will the Raiders? And so they'll just let the time run off, and it looks like how this half will end. And Coach McCarty talking to the officials down there, surprisingly not a call for interference there, as the clock will continue to run. They won't have to knee another play.
Yeah.
They'll just hold it here.
What a half of football, though. Yeah. I mean, 7-7 is exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, totally. Everyone, in Vegas said, number 4 in the country going to an unranked team that's receiving some votes. It's going to be 7-7 at the half with one offensive touchdown and a pick 6.
Yeah.
That's exactly what people thought they were getting when they came here to Orange City, as we'll take it into the half. 7-7 our score, a pick 6 by Jordan Carter, and a 1-yard touchdown run by Drew Sellen on the direct snap, and we've got ourselves a tie ball game. We'll be back throughout the half here for you, and be ready for that second half between these two teams. It's going to be a fun one right here on the GPAC Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the center of Quarter Field for today's halftime performance by your Northwestern College competitive dance team under the direction of head coach Taylor Decker. Team members are senior Amy Holstein, juniors Kaylee Thorson, Lily Smith, Ava Schmitz, Emily Mafredis, sophomores Jana Tucker, Isabel Thompson, Jaylee Camerman, Sage DeWitt, Bailey Alquist, and freshman Emily Norris, Maddie Knoll, Sophia Stewart, Brooke Wright, April Meyer, Alyssa Hanson, Olivia Dixon, and Lydia Anderson. The Northwestern College Dance Team.
Bring them out, bring them out, bring them out, bring them out. It's hard to yell when the bad rails in your mouth. Bring them out, bring them out, hey. Bring them out, bring them out, yeah. Bring them out, bring them out, hey. Bring them out, bring them out. VIP, coming live from the VIP. Heard the night like Rolls Royce with that knee. Hold the bed to the straight, wanna see my knee. The whole city got boots, heard he got booty. The other be a ball, the money stacked on the shack now. Still push a button to let the people in the back down. I'm on the road, doing shows through the back down. Mississippi to Philly, Albuquerque to check time. The crowd getting bring them out, hey. I'm a hot girl, telling bring them out, hey. I'm a dope boy, telling bring them out, hey. I'm a black baby, telling mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2. You want to beat to the clean, what is you gon' do? You show up on the scene, 1, 2 guns, you on you. Bring the clear up, some on two. If you hit you in the face, you gon' be suing me quick. Never catch another case, I know it's true to be missed, so I'ma keep it cool, head, stay out of the news, hit headlines, and show these other rappers it's bedtime. It's good to see that I'm ahead of my time. I'm top of blown down, hard top of real to shine. I got some time, name, names like a better to sign. Who got a flow with a line, show better than mine. I got a pack, I'm standing, bring them out, hey. I'm a hot girl, telling, bring them out, hey. I'm a dope boy, telling, bring them out, hey. I'm a black baby, telling, bring them out, hey.
The Northwestern Dance Team.
Welcome back to the Raiders Coaches Show presented by Iowa State Bank. I'm your host, Noah Godsell. I'm joined today by head football coach Matt McCarty. Coach, how you doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Well, Coach, I think we want to start by addressing the elephant in the room. You guys had a crazy weekend. One of your buses got in a single vehicle accident, and it delayed the game. We kind of discussed this story the other day, but I thought it was just such an intriguing story, and I kind of wanted to get into that with you a little bit. So why don't you just break down what happened and share what you can?
Yeah, Saturday was a bizarre day. As we were getting down to Briar Cliff and getting to the stadium, our second bus, which is our offensive bus, hit a traffic pole. And so as I was getting off the bus, one of the coaches from that bus called me and said, hey, we hit a pole. I'm thinking they glanced or grazed the pole. As soon as the bus pulls up, you see that it was a head-on collision. And then seeing our guys get off the bus, and then like a lot of bloody noses, bloody lips, and then just some guys that were dazed, quickly realized like it's a more serious situation than we first thought. And then I thought our athletic training staff, led by Seth Wallace, did an outstanding job of just getting guys where they needed to be, checking on guys, making sure they were okay. We had some parents that were there that hauled a crew to the ER for us. And then it quickly, delaying the kickoff. Can we play? What does that look like? What are our options in terms of how we would play this game? And, we were without 6 of our 10 offensive linemen that we traveled, 3 starters, 3 backups. And so we had to kind of mash unit, put together an offensive line, and we had guys step into some new roles and did an outstanding job. And really proud of how our guys handled the situation. Completely different day, but they were pretty resilient in how they handled it, and they played really well.
Yeah, and I know, like, almost the entire plan for the game changed, too. Like, what was that like, just scratching what you thought of for the whole week and just redoing it in a couple hours?
Yeah, I think our offensive staff did an outstanding job. Coach Fackelman, Coach Biker left Sioux City, got a car, drove back to Orange City to really totally revamp our offensive game plan and simplify it in a way, because we had a defensive lineman playing offensive line now that hadn't done it since high school, and then we had a tight end playing tackle. And so we had to figure out what those guys would be able to handle in terms of run game and making our pass game simple enough. And those guys did a really good job of putting together something that we felt like we could go out and compete with. And then Coach Will did a great job. We had a couple hours we were at Briar Cliff where they, took those guys and we walked through base offense. This is what run game looks like. This is what pass pro looks like. Did our best to teach them and get them up to speed. And then those guys played really well. As the game went on, I thought our offense just got better and better, which was fun to see.
And I know the offense was great last week, but overall this season, your defense has been awesome. Second in the GPAC in points allowed at 9.2 per game and yards allowed at 223 per game. And I know a lot of your defensive stars from last year graduated, but how did you and your coaching staff just reload and get everyone back together to have another stellar defense this year?
Yeah, that group has really played outstanding, and they've kept us in every game, and they've given us a chance to win every game that we've played this year. There's a lot of new faces on that side of the football. Even like new defensive coordinator with Brett Mosier. I think our defensive staff has done a really good job of making sure what we're doing on that side of the ball caters to what our guys are capable of doing. I think that's really, really big. And then we've seen growth from our guys as the season goes on, that they start to gain more and more experience. But we feel like we've got some really good players at all 3 levels. It really starts up front for us. Our defensive line has done a phenomenal job. They're very disruptive in the run game, but then also in the pass game, which has helped us, break in a younger secondary, an inexperienced secondary. Kyler Fritz has done a great job in the back end for us. And then Jackson Smythe and Ben Egley have been phenomenal at linebacker for us as well. So we've had some really good players that have had to wait their turn to play, and those guys are making the most of that chance now.
Yeah, and your teams have always really been known for the defense. So what do you find in defense that makes it so important to just be shut down and helps you win games?
Yeah, I think something over the years that our group has done really well on that side of the football is play as one unit. And I think on that side of the football, that's so important. And just understanding, like, we've been blessed to have some really smart defensive players, which I think those guys excel for us on that side of the football, because we ask them to do a lot. We ask them to think a lot. We ask them to make calls and put themselves in the best positions possible out there. And and then play together. And so if we can execute at a high level what we're trying to do, then usually good things happen. And we've had some really good groups that have done that. And so for us, it's really getting that group to just understand what's our strengths, what's our weaknesses, how do we take away or limit the weaknesses that we have in the call that we're in, and then just playing together as one. And we've had some guys that have done a great job of that.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back for some more on the Raiders Coaches Show, presented by Iowa State Bank.
There's nothing like small-town Iowa. There's something about the people, the community, the values. That's why we call Northwest Iowa home. We're here for our community. We're here to build a better tomorrow. We continue to provide personalized service and innovative products to help achieve your financial goals and dreams. At Iowa State Bank, we're your neighbor, your friend, your trusted bank.
Iowa State Bank, we're ready for you.
Welcome back to the Raiders Coaches Show, presented by Iowa State Bank. I'm your host, Noah Godslow, joined by Matt McCarty, head football coach. Coach, I wanted to get into some individuals that have really played well this year. The first one that came to my mind when I was trying to write down some questions is Gardner Casey, true freshman running back. He's just shown some flashes of greatness. I know during that game against Dort, he looked incredible. And like I said, just a true freshman. What could we see out of him in his career as a Raider?
Yeah, the ceiling is really high for Gardner. You know, he's a physical runner, like a tough physical runner. And you saw that in the Dort game, like the yards after contact in that game were phenomenal. He did an outstanding job there. But then he's got great speed too. And he's a breakaway threat. Was a receiver growing up for much of his life, and so he's got some good ability to catch the football out of the backfield. You know, I think for him, you know, he can be a really special back for us, and he complements our other guys in the backfield really well. Seeing how that group has competed with each other and pushed each other has been really fun to see.
And we kind of were talking about the defense earlier, but you have some big senior leaders, Tristan Voss, Ben Engley, Jacob Dragstra. Obviously, they're very, very talented football players, but beyond just their talent, what does their leadership do and make an impact on the team as a whole, not just the defense?
Yeah, those are guys that have been a part of a couple teams that won a national championship, competed for a national championship. They understand what it looks like to compete at that level. They understand what it looks like to be a team that practices at that level. We have a really young team, and for those guys to be able to model it for the younger group has been really important for us. We've had some growing pains this year because of our youth, but those guys have done a really good job of just being tone setters. You know, they're three of our hardest workers in the weight room. They're outstanding leaders for us, and for those guys of just being able to set the tone and show what the standard looks like, it really helps our younger guys out.
And sticking with the defense as well, you mentioned him earlier, Jackson Smythe, sophomore this year. He's really just stepped it up. He's currently leading the team in tackles with 39. He's 4 TFLs. Just got GPAC Defensive Player of the Week. And 2 more years of him after this year as well. I mean, what's the ceiling for him as well?
Yeah, really excited about having him for a few more years. And we saw glimpses of it last year. You know, he was Parker Fryer's backup, so he didn't get a lot of opportunities to be on the field. But he made some big plays for us in special teams last year, blocking a punt early in the year against Mount Marty. He created a fumble against Morningside on a kickoff. So we kind of saw glimpses of what he could do and be an impactful playmaker for us. And then now stepping into that role, the weak side linebacker, our will linebackers, that's really kind of a position that needs to be a playmaker in our defense. And he's done a phenomenal job. He's got great instincts, and he's a really physical football player that shows up at the ball real quickly. And so for him, you know, I think he could be, you know, he's a conference player of the year type defensive player for us, and I'm glad we got him for 2 more years.
And, I mean, you mentioned with Jackson being behind Parker last year, Parker Defensive Player of the Year for the GPAC as well. Are there some other guys that we should be keeping our eyes out that we could see take a step up in the next couple of years as well?
Yeah, Kyler Fritz has been a mainstay in our defense the last few years, and his role has really improved. You know, I think he's been one of our best players this year. I think Kyler's done an outstanding job on the back end. You know, I think in the middle linebacker, like Owen Lallamadir has done a nice job for a redshirt freshman stepping in. Probably the most difficult position to play in our defense in terms of what we ask that guy to do, but has done a really nice job as a redshirt freshman and continues to get better from week to week. And then on the back end, like Jordan Carter's done a phenomenal job. You know, big interception for a touchdown against Dort. He's a kid that is a real high ceiling at the secondary for us. Hayden Gross making the switch from quarterback to safety. Hayden continues to improve back there. Just love what he brings to our group in terms of a great understanding of what's going on and a real competitor back there.
And then the last guy I wanted to talk about, Tanner Scouten, just coming off of 211-yard, 3-touchdown day, leads the team in receiving yards with 410 on the season. Senior this year, leader for this team. What type of impact do you think we could see him make on the offense the rest of the season?
Yeah, so excited for Tanner to have the game that he had last weekend. And the kid's worked really hard and had to overcome, multiple season-ending injuries and coming back from 2 ACL surgeries. Less than a year out from last year's ACL surgery, and to see how he's grown so much as a leader over that time, and to see him and the work that he's put in pay off has been awesome to see. That kid's been a great tone setter for us and leader for us on the offensive side of the ball, but just as a team as well. You could see some of that speed was back. He's a kid that's got outstanding speed. And that showed up on last Saturday, taking a couple of short catches and turn them into big plays. For us, offensively, we need that. We need that big play threat. And so if Tanner can provide that for us this last 4 or 5 weeks of the season, I think that's going to lead to some big things for us offensively.
We're going to be right back after this quick break here on the Raiders Coach Show presented by Iowa State Bank.
Looking for that perfect home? There's more to it than finding that perfect house in the perfect neighborhood. It's also important to find a personal banking experience that makes you feel right at home. At Iowa State Bank, we get that. That's why we're here to personally service your loans and make that dream home become a reality. We're your neighbor, your friend, your trusted bank.
Iowa State Bank, we're ready for you.
Welcome back to the Raiders Coaches Show presented by Iowa State Bank. I'm your host, Noah Godsill, joined by Matt McCarty, head football coach. Coach, this season has just been full of challenges and unexpected happenings. And how are you going to take these experiences to help you personally grow as a coach?
Yeah, it has been a challenging season. And in terms for us, it's just looking at things like how are we growing throughout the season, and for our team, on the field, we want to be playing our best football each time we step on the field. So each Saturday we're looking at playing our best game, but really perspective and how we look at things, the significance of the impact that we have on our guys and the time that we get to work with them. Those are things that really, really matter. And so focusing on who we're becoming throughout this process and throughout this journey has really, been the focus for us. The scoreboard isn't the only measuring stick in terms of like what we're accomplishing. We've lost a couple of really close games, and those have been tough for us, but those setbacks hopefully are stepping stones for this group and improving and playing better down the road.
Yeah, and I asked about what the coaching staff's taking away, but how is the team taking away, and how are they going to learn from the experiences this year?
Yeah, they've done an outstanding job. I think it's the importance of like the details, and sometimes when you win, some of the mistakes can get covered up because it's like, oh, well, we won. But when you lose a couple really close games, a couple tough games, it really shows like the importance of some of those little things. And I think our guys, the urgency of, hey, this stuff does matter, and we've got to be really good at these things for us to take that next step. For our young guys, that's become apparent now. And so as much as we don't want to lose those games and those setbacks hurt, I think it's allowed us to really focus on things that really matter, and I think we'll see that growth come because of that.
Yeah, and I'm sure with the young group as well, just learning those things is going to be very important down the road.
It is, and I've been super impressed with our group, like the attitude and the mindset and the focus that our guys have had at practice, and just the hunger that they've had to show up and work hard every single day. That's been there, and so I know that's going to lead to good things. But this group's been a fun group, and I think there's some big things down the road for these guys.
And coming up this weekend, a really big game against Morningside. They lead the GPAC in pretty much every single offensive category. What's the scouting report for that? What's the game plan?
Yeah, we've got to execute at a high level. Like, they've got really good weapons. Every time they step on the field, like offensively, I think they're averaging like 51 points a game. And but that's normal for Morningside. Like when they show up, like offensively, they're going to be really good and stress you to defend the whole field, whether it's vertically or horizontally. They do an outstanding job of that. So we can play disciplined. Like we have to play really disciplined. Last year we held them to 13 points. That's a challenge. We played outstanding last year. We feel like we've got to keep them in the 20s, low 20s. If we do that, we can give ourselves a chance to win, and we've got to make their quarterback uncomfortable to give us a chance. And offensively, we got to just execute at a high level. We've got to play aggressive football. And if we can play aggressive football, trust our athletes on the edges, I think we'll give ourselves a chance.
And Coach, any final words, messages out to the Raider fans, and why they should keep coming out to the games, and what they can expect to see from you guys?
Yeah, the Raider faithful are the best. Our home games is outstanding atmosphere. It's the best in our conference by a long ways, and it's a great experience for our guys when we have recruits on campus. They go away blown away at what a game day experience looks like at Northwestern, and so that's because of our fans. We've got outstanding fans. People are passionate about Raider football, and it shows.
Yeah, definitely not something you see at every single game day atmosphere. Thank you so much, Coach, for being here, and thank you guys for tuning in to the Raiders Coaches Show presented by Iowa State Bank. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Welcome back here on the GPAC Network in Orange City, Iowa. DeValois Stadium and Corver Field. We've got a tied matchup. The number 4 ranked Morningside Mustangs and the unranked Northwestern Red Raiders. Tied at 7 apiece. A touchdown run for Drew Sellen of Morningside and a pick 6 by Jordan Carter of Northwestern. And that's how we got to this score. And the Raiders will get the ball first coming out of the half. The big story right now, the fact that it's tied and that Northwestern has 10 rushes for 16 yards, and 2 of those carries are running backs. Everything else has been Colby Duncan, and it was 15 yards of rushing for Colby Duncan. And the defense for Northwestern has held Morningside under 100 yards passing, and they've got 2 interceptions off the quarterback, Zach Chevalier, who had just 4 interceptions coming into today. He's been fantastic all year and has struggled here in Orange City. The kickoff is back to Bosma in the end zone. He'll take it out. He's going down the right sideline. He's got some blocks. He'll be wrapped up and taken out of bounds at the 20.
Yeah, right at the 20 for Bosma. And now there's a penalty flag.
I'm not sure who that'll be on. I don't
know. The white hat threw it very, very late, and Bosma's got a little stinger in his arm as he's running off.
Yeah, that right arm's not bending for him. He's letting that thing hang as he runs off. And so we'll see what the officials have to say.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Kicking team number 24. This is his first unsportsmanlike conduct towards disqualification. 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot.
Number 24, I believe it'll be Lucas Swartz. Both number 24s are freshmen, but I'm assuming Swartz, the DB, is the one in on that play.
That's a big 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, and you thought maybe it was a sideline warning again. They already have one for Morningside, so they've got to be really careful about that as well. Duncan in the backfield with Gardner Casey. Casey will take the handoff, just his 3rd rush of the day, and he'll get swallowed up right there at the line of scrimmage. Looks like from the celebration will be number 99, Cale Pittinger, on that line. So Pittinger on the tackle. No gain for Casey. Again, just Casey's 3rd rushing attempt of the day. Has 1 yard. Duncan gets the snap. Blitzer's coming, scouting, pass for him, just out of bounds, incomplete. So now a well-moving offense we saw in the first half is slow to start here in the second. Duncan in, has his men huddled up. Again, this is a big drive for Northwestern. They should, in theory, be leading this game 10-7, but the blocked field goal cost them deep in the red zone. And now looking at a 3rd and 10. They're playing into the wind here in this 3rd quarter. Duncan going to take off and run. Nowhere to go is Jack Brickhouse it'll be Cole Riley who was just waiting for him there. He was the QB spy on that play. Duncan does pick up a yard, and it's going to be a 3 and out for the Raider offense.
Yeah, nothing, really just absolutely nothing doing there on that drive. Starting off with the no-gain rush on first down, not a great throw on second down, and then a collapsed pocket on third.
Yeltima punting into the wind. It's a liner. It'll float there. Gets a nice Raider bounce. Spinning. Keeps going. Rolls back a little bit, but it's a punt to the 19. A good punt into the wind for Luke Yeltima.
Really good job by Yeltima there. We haven't seen punts that way yet.
And so a good job by him. He'll come back out on the defensive side of the ball here soon as he rotates in with Jordan Carter, who is on that near side. He's got the interception. We've also got Camden Cruz on the far side as a DB, both listed as the backups on this defensive front. And they've done a great job so far today. Chevalier, handoff for Birch. He's found a gap on the outside. That outside run worked well. Tangled up, making the tackle. It's Camden Cruz. Just mentioned him on that far side. Kyler Fritz coming in late on that tackle as well. It's a gain of 4.
Looked like it might have gone for a few more yards. Good job by Northwestern in corralling him after the 4-yard gain.
Yeah, Cruz started to slip off, just grabbed it on. Here's Birch again. He'll break a tackle. Makes it just shy of the first down. Actually, they'll call him even shorter than expected. So now it'll be 3rd and 2.
Yeah, his knee came down, and the official on that side is all over it.
We've seen some spots go either way on that far side, so a 3rd and short for Morningside. We'll see if the Raiders can force a 3 and out. It's a tall ask against this great offense here in the NAIA. They've got a heavy set on the left side. It's a handoff to Birch up the middle. He's got a first down and a couple more as he dove through right up the middle. First down for the Mustangs behind the legs of Birch.
Yeah, from our angle up here perpendicular to the play, it didn't look like there was much of a hole, but he shot through there pretty quick.
Yeah, and even on that replay, it just looks like a crowd, and then all of a sudden out of the cannon comes Birch diving for the first down.
Some sprinkles starting to fall pretty lightly here.
Pass by Chevalier, deep ball, wide open. Broken up by Kyler Fritz. What a job by him. It's Drew Sellen wide open. Had Camden Cruz beat by 5 steps, and Kyler Fritz comes chasing and is able to break that one up. It was into the hands of Sellen as well.
It was. The overtop safety did what he's supposed to do and found a way to break it up. You can see right here, Fritz just reaches out, puts his hands on his numbers, and deflects the ball away.
Great job by Fritz playing through the hands. Chevalier in the shotgun again. Fakes the handoff to Birch. Ball over the middle. Fritz is going to make that tackle. Trips him up. That catch made by number 3. We've mentioned him named Kyle Sisler. Again, coming in today, he was not one of their featured wide receivers. As even on the 2 deep, he's not one of the top 4 on that roster. But Sisler has been good for them today. He's their leading receiver as well. That's his 3rd catch. As Birch finds a hole, powers through. One of the DBs for Northwestern actually just kind of gave him a shove, thought he was going to go down, but he's wrapped up, and we've got a Raider down on the turf. As can't quite tell who it is out there.
Well, it looks like a defensive lineman for Northwestern, and that's not what they need considering the last 8 days.
Yes, especially, the All-American Tristan Voss is playing both ways. It looks like it was a singular number, so I'm not sure who it is. We'll take a quick break here as they check out the Raider on the field. We'll be right back here on the GPAC Network.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by the following sponsors: Fairway, Subway Orange City, Joyner and Zwart Dentistry, Vanderburg Homes Furniture and Flooring, Joe's TV and Appliance, 4-Way Roofing, DNL Plumbing, Northwest Realty, and Sioux Center Health. Thanks for being on the team, behind the team.
56.
was going to say 5 is actually Voss, but he's wearing 55.
Correct, and as we were discussing that, it's 56 Caden Meyer coming off the field for the Raiders, walking off on his own accord. Looked like maybe it was an upper body, possibly shoulder injury for Meyer, so he will come out. Thought maybe at first it was a single digit of Dragstra on that front line, but it was not. Dragstra and Voss both on that interior D line right now. They've got shouldered by Egley and I believe Hildebrand on the outside here on the near side. As snap, toss, Birch makes a man miss. This time wrapped up Ben Egley, shoots the gun. It'll be a gain of nothing. Actually, loss of 1. Tackle for a loss. Ben Egley, haven't heard his name yet today.
Yeah, that's good to see. Been kind of banged up a little bit. Good to see him getting back to his tackling ways.
Look at that. Just shoots the gun straight through as the rain's starting to come down a little bit. That might hurt these passing games. We'll see, but it could also cause some more turnovers. So this could become down to a defensive game once again. Chevalier, slow match. Oh! Sack! Count it there. Number 21 for Northwestern. I believe that'll be Jackson Hildebrand.
Yeah, he just got past Lane Kenny. Came around.
Lane Kenny.
Came around and just got past the tackle and really nowhere to go. So Chevalier just fell to the ground instead of taking a sack. Instead of taking a hit.
Yeah, been a quiet contributor here on this defense, and he gets a big play there. Hildebrand actually 26. Now it's 21 as Chevalier deep looking to pass. Birch bobbled, caught it for a loss. That's one you just got to let go out of bounds. That was Tristan Voss chasing him down. So now it's 4th and a whole heck of a lot. And here comes the punt team.
Yeah, really, really good job by the Raiders. Man, that was. I would not like to get landed on by Tristan Voss in that manner.
I would not. Voss thought maybe he'd be looking for a second pick. His first one against Hastings did not count, was offset by a penalty.
Some confusion here for the Raiders. Bosma is not back deep. Came out after the last punt return.
It's Gardner Casey who will let it go into the end zone. Smart play by him. So a touchback for the Raiders. They'll get it 1st and 10. Again, 9 minutes left to go here in this third quarter. And again, it's been defense, defense, defense all day in a game where we thought it'd be offense, offense, offense all day long.
Yeah, well, I mean, all indications were that that's what Morningside did. And our defense has given up a few yards, but really considering what Morningside averages, not that much. And, you know, Northwestern's having a down year, but it's a proud program with players that expect to do a lot of really great things. So while it's a little bit surprising, considering some of the results of this season, it's not surprising at all if you look at it from the beginning of the year.
Gardner Casey, heavy motion. They've sent this and been a QB run, and they will do it again. Trying to jump it is Morningside with number 14. It's Cade Harriman. We talked about him in the pregame. As Kobe Duncan gets no gain, and a very similar play call. It's the only time they've pulled out that formation is those two plays on the QB keeper for Duncan.
Yeah, now they need to build off that and have something else in the pocket that they use.
Casey in the backfield. Harriman looking like he's confused there at the top safety spot. He was jumping around trying to get the call. Duncan back to pass. He'll drop it off. Carson Ness wrapped up. Here comes in Harriman. People looking for targeting. He kind of led with his head, but I think it's okay as Ness was already being tackled to the ground.
I mean, he's going for it. He's coming in there hard.
So it's 3rd and short, 3rd and 3 for Northwestern. Scouting down here on the near side. It's Carson Ness and Cohen Jacobs at the top. Sliding in is Scouton. Snap for Duncan. Looking, rolling, looking for a man open. Scouton finds the open area. He's off to the races. One-on-one. Down the sideline goes Tanner Scouton. Makes a man drag him into the end zone.
And the horse collar.
And a flag.
And a personal foul.
We'll get everything on that play. Tanner Scouton, tell him what you're about.
Scouton was And I don't like the personal foul.
Not great.
I don't like it at all. But Scouten has gone through two season-ending knee injuries, and to be horse collar tackled like that when a knee injury is something that happens pretty frequently, I can understand it. I don't like it. I'm going to be mad about it if I'm Coach McCarty, but I also understand it. I also understand it.
Scouten all smiles coming off the field.
The competitive nature in you when that happens, to be like, dude, I've already done this 2 times. I don't want to have that again. And to not react to that would be
very hard.
Yeah.
Very hard. Not many people are not going to be able to react to that.
Unfortunately for Tanner, that's what we're talking about. Not the route.
The great play that he just made.
Right.
Went 50, 60 plus for that touchdown. And that was a broken play, too. You can see Duncan rolls out. Scouten's like, hey, I got it. There's nobody around me. And he's off to the races. And here you see horse collar right there. Drag him in. He's like, hey, get your arm off my collar. And the official's going to talk long about this. I think it's 2 very clear calls. I'm surprised there's this much of a conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it should be one of them is going to be after the play and one of them is during the play.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's so. Like they both could be enforced. The first one is during the extra point, and then the second one is after the play
on the kickoff.
Yeah,
or do they
I
offset on the PAT?
Right.
And if you get it on the PAT and they don't offset, do you have the conversation? Do we go for 2?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't understand why the conversation's taken so long, unless they think that there was 2 personal fouls and the personal fouls are going to offset.
Yeah.
We know we had one personal foul earlier from Morningside, so maybe that guy was involved and that would be an ejection.
As it was number 6, Victor Atupra, so I believe that was not the one who had the personal foul before. And Atupra's been a good DB for the Morningside Mustangs this season, and so
really long conversation, though.
Yeah, again, it's very interesting that it seems to take this long. You almost don't want to take a break because as soon as you do, they're going to be back. But at this rate, we've waited because they've got 3 flags over there in the corner. You can see them there in the corner of the end zone.
Well, one was the initial horse collar. And then 2 of them were from different officials on the follow-up play. But we'll go down to the White House.
Ruling on the field is a top. During the play, personal foul, horse collar tackle on the defense. After the play, unfortunately. Okay, those yardage penalties cancel. We'll have a try from the 3-yard line. This is number 8's first unsportsmanlike conduct towards disqualification.
So we'll get the offset.
Yep.
And
a long conversation. We had that figured out early.
And it was it seemed very clear because they were so. It wasn't quick. It wasn't a quick sequence of events. Horse collar, dragging to the end zone, touchdown, turn around, shove the guy, yell at him, flag. There's your 2.
Yep.
Gianna Bennett on to attempt the extra point. Had the field goal blocked earlier. Pressure from Morningside. Bennett's kick is up, and it is good. The Raiders going to take a 7-point lead, 14-7 here at home in Orange City. Could we see something brewing here for the offense of Northwestern? We'll have to wait till the next drive. We'll take a quick break and be right back here on the GPAC Network.
Student at Northwestern, we're known by name, we are known by our passions, and they care about who you are as a whole person. Coming in as a freshman, I was surrounded by a community of believers that were just passionate about their faith, and that really encouraged me to also take steps to be passionate about my faith. I'm most thankful that Northwestern has shown me what it means to have an intentional and loving community that truly supports you in all areas of life.
Back with you here on the GPAC Network. The Raiders score on a long touchdown reception for Tanner Scouten, hauling a man into the end zone off the horse collar. And Giovanni Kabongo going to be the one to kick off. Just the 3rd kickoff of the day for him. He's going into the wind, but he's got the leg to help him out a little bit. Kabongo's kick. It's going to sit up there, and it's going to die right at the 25. Fair catch made by number 41. I believe they'll be
one of those two guys.
One of those two guys.
Raleigh French or Cole Riley.
If it's Cole Riley, good job by the starting linebacker for Morningside to be in there on the return team. Does a little bit of everything, I guess.
Morningside's done that pretty traditionally, had guys that are contributing heavily on their special teams, so it's not a surprise if that is him.
No, and it's a good place to have big guys like that, guys that want to hit, guys that can hit, lead the way for your return men. 14-7 our score. Chevalier in the backfield. It's Jalen Birch next to him. They'll fake the pass. Ball coming sideline over the head of number 3 on that roster. It'll be the man himself, Kyle Sisler.
Yeah, got caught up the 45-yard line. The stripe on the turf must just be a little bit taller, or the turf monster lives there. Not quite sure, but
haven't quite eradicated the turf monster here.
Need to be looking into that.
I myself, a victim of the turf monster many, many times. It's a rough guy to go up against. Man in motion for the Mustangs. Chevalier will hand it off to Birch. Looking on the outside, driving. Yep. There's a hold by Lennox Brown, the wide receiver. It's 11 on 11.
Yep. Aiden Klein just got held, and that's gonna be a 10-yard penalty.
That's a great job by Aiden Klein trying to work upfield as well. You can see him. He's like, I'm trying to go, and he's wrapped around the back of Klein.
You wonder how many times that those things don't get called.
He can't believe it. Brown's like, what do you mean? I didn't do that.
The flag was right by him.
He's like, I can't figure out why they're calling on me. I wasn't holding him. Meanwhile, and they always say, you're wearing white gloves on red jerseys, buddy. They're gonna see that.
Yep. I mean, that was almost the teaching point of holding, what it looks like.
Yes, and it's a great job by Aiden Klein to fight through that. Like, that's what's going to sell it, too, is if you're trying to fight and get that tackle, and he was trying to set that edge.
Lennox Brown is a great blocker, though.
Absolutely. Chevalier looking for a man downfield. He's going to roll out to his left. Puts up a throw right there on the sideline. Nice catch by number 9, Drew Sellen. Haven't seen him very much. They're looking for a late hit on the Morningside side of the ball, but he was tackled in bounds, and they fell out together. Now 3rd and 6. A big 3rd down for the Raider defense. This is a tone setter here for these two teams.
Yeah, we've seen this is a tight end release type spot where the tight end acts like he's helping on the pass protection and then slips out, finds something in the middle. They've been really good at that.
No release that time. Caught at the stick.
Oh, he fumbled
knocked out. It's still live. It's scooped up. Jackson Smythe running down the sideline. He's down at the 16.
What a heck of a job by Smythe to not pick it up before he got his feet back in bounds. He was out of bounds, came in bounds, established himself, picked it up for the big return into the People's Bank red zone.
Unbelievable. I can't believe they're going to call that a catch. I thought maybe it was knocked out. They're going to call it a catch and fumble. They're on the far sideline. Jackson Smythe, Defensive Player of the Week last week, and now he's got a huge play here in the red zone.
You were talking about the wet, the rain, the sprinkles.
Yes.
Don't know if it had anything to do with it, but a dropped ball.
And there's the turnover starting to come, and here it is. He turns upfield, and that's number 11. That's the man himself, Aiden Klein, makes that fumble. And then Jackson Smythe scoops it up and runs. So Aiden Klein gets the holding call on this drive, trying to set the edge, and then he knocks the ball out on a possible first down. He might have been short. It would have been a tough call.
Well,
but, boy, what a play.
Well, here we go.
And here we go. This is the challenge. I think it's a good challenge.
Yep.
You got to look at it. He does turn upfield, but he doesn't really move his feet. So are they going to consider that a football move or not is the question.
Xander, you got another view of that or that same view that we could kind of slow her down and look at it?
We'll see. As you kind of see, he turns his shoulders to move, but he had just caught it.
Yeah. If they're going to call it no catch, it's 4th down and 6, so that's okay for the Raiders.
Here it is. He turns, takes a couple steps. Does he get a couple steps, though?
He might not get – they might call it incomplete.
It could go either way. It really could.
Seems like it's going to be a positive thing for the Raiders regardless.
Yes.
You'd love to obviously have the ball inside the red zone. That would be best case by 5 times. But worst case, it's 4th and 6 for Morningside at the 30, and they're probably punting.
They want to punt, yes. What a job by the defense.
Yeah, that's exactly what you teach, is put your helmet on the ball. It's hard to...
And we saw that on the breakup by Kyler Fritz early in the first half, coming across the middle. They had Drew Sellen wide open. Fritz came down, shoulder on the ball, knocked that thing loose, and incomplete pass. But this is going to be a big call here.
Yep.
Again, we said that 3rd down was going to be a tone setter. If this is a catch and fumble, the tone is clearly been set by first-year D coordinator Brett Mosier and his defense.
Yeah, this has been quite the impressive performance that the defense has put on. Of course, knock on wood, there's 22 minutes roughly left of this game.
Yes.
And, Morningside's definitely capable offensively to turn things around and score in bunches quickly. So you don't win a game by the score at the 6-minute mark in the third quarter, but to have Morningside at 7 points right now is quite the accomplishment.
And as Peru State, they played Grandview earlier this week. They were leading in that game at halftime, and Grandview rattled off, I believe it was 27-3, outscored Peru State in the second half, and ended up winning. They're the #1 team in the country for a reason, are the Vikings. And so it'll be an interesting call as the officials still down, looking over in the replay booth on that north end zone. You got a great shot of it there, just the two of them checking that out, going to see what they have.
Xander, can we see it again? And are you able to slow it down at the catch and to see if he makes a football move?
As I believe it's hard for slow-mo, but I think we can definitely take a look. Xander knows a little bit more than I do from my side, so I trust his ability in that. But again, it's a long look, so there's definitely
well, it's a big play. They got to get it right.
And ever since the challenges have come in, I mean, we've seen very few. But here we go, a little bit of slow-mo. There's the catch. He holds on, turns.
It's
right there. It's going to be tough to confirm a call for sure. This might just be the call stands.
Yep, we'll find out. White hat's coming out now.
I'd be shocked if they say confirmed.
After review, pass is incomplete. Be 4th down.
Interesting.
At the 30-yard line. Morningside is not charged with timeout. They will also retain their challenge.
All right.
So they'll call it incomplete. A very close one there. So still a 3rd down stop for the Raiders, which is very big for them.
Number 7, Luke Paulson.
But a great job by the defense.
Yeah, Gardner Casey back here.
I'd love to see what those officials have them explain it to us. That'd be really cool. This punt is off. Casey going to fair catch. He'll catch it at the 35 and fall down, and the Raider offense going to take over. Yeah, it's one of those things. The ACC does it. We got to get our mics over into the replay booth, see what we can hear. It wasn't a football move? Was it a timing thing? Steps? What was it that made that call get overturned and call it incomplete pass?
Right. Yeah, I'm guessing that he never made a football move. It was catch, and as he started to turn to make that, Klein got his helmet right on the ball. Let's get another good drive right here.
Be big for the Raiders, leading by 7, 6.5 left to go in the third. It's Duncan and Casey in motion, Cohen Jacobs. Duncan's going to keep it himself, runs it up the middle. He's got a lead blocker. He's got some space, makes a man miss. And it'll be a 1st down for Colby Duncan, leading passer and leading rusher for the Raiders here in this contest.
Nice little option play right there.
On the stop, number 14, Cade Harriman.
Never mind, scratch that. That's just a straight quarterback run. Got the running back out front, lead blocking.
Now line up again, a tight formation. At the 45, 1st and 10. Duncan snap, will take it himself, spin moves into a tackle. No gain on the play. Thought maybe he'd look for Cohen Jacobs on that out route on the far side, but decided to keep him himself. Duncan's still sitting on the ground. Says a couple things to the official.
I think he's asking about a face mask. Says he's fixing his chin strap and everything.
It looked like he was wrapped up pretty cleanly, so I would be surprised if there was any face mask in there as he spun his back to the defender. As they'll come out of this huddle. 2 running backs in. We haven't seen this formation yet today. Eli Carpenter on Duncan's left. Gardner Casey on the right. 2 receivers out wide. They'll hand it off to Casey. He'll try to get swallowed up, but he'll keep running. He'll get a gain of 5.
Yeah, it looked like that was definitely going to be bottled up. Morningside does such a good job of kind of getting everybody the ball, but Casey found a lane over to the right once he got, past where he was supposed to go, and then pulled number 58 there for Morningside, pulled him for another 5 yards.
And a good pickup now, third and manageable, 3rd and 5 here, right at the 49-yard line in Mustang territory. Duncan's snap is low. He's got blitzers. Gardner Casey wide open by himself. He's going down the sideline. A big pickup for Gardner Casey. Colby Duncan dealing.
Yeah, this is good efficiency right now.
Send the house. Casey leaks out the back, and there he is down the sideline. One-on-one with a linebacker. That's the matchup you want.
12 for 17 starting this quarter, and it's been a lot of completions so far here in the third too. So it's good to see from the Raider offense.
Yeah, on the year, it's just a little over 50% completion percentage for Colby Duncan. Casey, the running back. Duncan pointing out a possible blitzer, and it will be a blitzer. It's picked up. Duncan gets away from the sack, but he'll hold on to the ball.
He was barely holding on to the ball.
That was close to a fumble, trying to make something happen.
Yeah, I don't know if that's Ty Morrison or Blake Bellamy, but those guys were all over him, whichever one it was. Yeah. Number 31, the linebacker. Both of them are junior linebackers wearing number 31.
Like to make it really easy on us, don't they?
What's it say on the 2 deep?
Bellamy's their starter at 31,
yep.
So
yep.
We'll assume it's him. Trips left for Colby Duncan. 2nd and long after the sack. Duncan's going to run it himself, one-on-one. It's it's Cole Riley who makes that tackle. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 10. The wind's still on the stronger side here.
Almost like a crosswind, though, if you look at the flags.
Yeah, the one next to us, and here's Duncan just taking off up the middle. And they've done a great job there having a linebacker just ready for those runs by Duncan. I mean, that's just good scheming. You know Duncan is a threat to run whenever he has the ball. Duncan and Casey. Casey in motion. Duncan going to keep it himself. He tucked it on the snap. Tries to get away from the tackle. That was number 14, Cade Harriman, who trips him up. Now 4th and 9. The offense is going to stay out there.
Yeah, that's interesting. Tough spot. The field goal is not going to be an option from this distance.
You've really got to have trust in the leg of a little Kabongo if you want to go for it from here.
Got a little pooch punt in the playbook from Duncan.
Would be interesting.
It would be interesting.
Drop it within the 5 would be huge, but they've got
I think they're going for it.
Offense out there, 4th and 9. Any yards are good yards. Duncan got him. No, just out of the reach of number 22. That's Lane Masson. He's usually Sam Remedy's backup tight end, the starter here today as Remedy is playing tackle. That's right into the breadbasket. That's a great pass by Duncan.
It does. That did look like a catchable ball.
Masson has to make that catch. That would have been a huge first down for the Raiders.
Yep.
Masson, though, just a freshman, has time to develop. 14-7 our score. Tight end's a huge factor in the game last year against Morningside. Peyton Carroll had himself a huge game in that one. Hand off to Birch. Found a seam up the middle.
Man,
just drags Kyler Fritz with him. Excuse me, that'll be Jacob Dragster he drags with him.
He's been running hard.
Yes.
Hard.
Again,
like that's their best offense is when, like what he's been able to do with his legs.
Jalen Birch has a couple receptions as well. Chevalier changing the play at the line. Gets the snap, handoff Birch, outside run. wrapped up, brought down.
Yeah, but still 5 yards.
Those outside runs, they were working the first half, and then Chevalier and the offense went away from them.
Well, I think it's hard to take 5-yard runs all the way down the field. Like, as an offensive coordinator, it's hard to do that.
2nd and 5. They're going to pass Chevalier. They've got a wide receiver screen. He's going to make some guys miss, and he's tackled for a big gain.
Yeah, the tempo of the game has shifted a little bit. Morningside's picking up yards in chunks right now.
That's once again Kyle Sisler. They're trying to run with the wind as much as they can. They got 30 seconds left of it here in this game. Otherwise, they're going to be going against it. It's a pass. They're looking over the middle. Tipped, almost intercepted. That's Hayden Gross. Almost interception number 2 of the day.
Gross was all over it. He saw it coming, just couldn't get there to get it inside of his hands, but tipped it away.
Hayden Gross, what a stud he's been over at the safety position late this season. Switching from quarterback to DB here this year, and now a starter on that defensive side of the ball. He's been phenomenal. 20 seconds left. It's a handoff to Hudson, wrapped up, almost breaks the tackle of Jacob Dragster, who has him around the ankle.
I mean, if I'm Morningside, I'd think about a timeout here because you're in field goal range right now, but they're not gonna.
They're gonna say, let's send this to the 4th. We're not scared of playing into the wind.
So it's gonna be 4-down territory for them.
Into the 3rd. We'll have a 3rd and 6 coming up from the 36 here when we start the 4th quarter on the GPAC Network. All athletes need energy to perform at their best. That's why Scooters Coffee in Orange City is a proud sponsor of Red Raider Athletics. Whether it's the grind of late-night studying, that post-practice pick-me-up, or a reason to hang out with your friends, Scooters Coffee is there to fuel Northwestern athletes in all of their endeavors. Open 7 days a week, stop in and grab whatever fuels you off Highway 10 in Orange City. Scooters Coffee, a proud sponsor of Northwestern Red Raider Athletics. As you just saw, our field goal attempt by our lucky fan for some Scooters Coffee is no good. Goes wide left. So no field goals made yet today here at Corver Field. Austin West, Brian Weedy with you here on the GPAC Network for number 4 Morningside and Northwestern. As the Raiders currently leading the Mustangs 14-7. But the Mustangs, they're driving. They're on their 36-yard line, 3rd and 6, going into the wind. Chevalier at quarterback. He takes a snap, handoff to Birch. He's not going to get there. It's a gain of maybe 2, and it's 4th down.
Well, they're going to go for it.
Yes, 4th and 4, and they've been running the ball extremely well. You have to think they keep it on the ground when they're throwing into the wind.
I don't know. I'm not sold on that yet.
I'm not either. Chevalier's a great passer, but he has struggled a little bit here.
14 for 29.
Chevalier's going to pass. He's looking over the middle, and it'll be caught. What a catch. Lennox Brown in coverage. He had 2 Raiders draped over him.
Lennox Brown.
Yeah, that was a great catch in traffic. Got, undercut immediately after making the catch. He had to get up in the air to catch it, and I don't know that I would get up that fast.
Handoff Birch. Bounces it outside. Tripped up by Voss. Tackles made by Smythe. Slow to get up is Birch. They'll bring in his backup, Juven Hudson. All the craze in the NFL is the running back by committee. Morningside has taken that to heart. They've got some great running backs on this roster.
Yeah, Hudson and Birch have done a really nice job. Birch over 100 yards now.
They've got Hudson out way wide. He's the far receiver at the sideline of Morningside. Chevalier's got an empty backfield. Pressure trying to come from Northwestern. Caught by Lennox Brown once again. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
Another good catch in traffic, but the Raiders are all over him, trailing him.
It's again 4th down territory here for the Mustangs. Still Hudson in the backfield. It's a young front for Northwestern. Dragstra and Voss not in on this 3rd down. Pass, quick pass, screen. Not going to get there, breaks the tackle. Kyler Fritz, though, going to slow him up. As right there to make the play was number 12, Owen Lalumendier. And Lalumendier plays fast. That was one he probably could have gotten to well. He sneaks it out, but he just pulls it up a little bit, and it gives him enough room to sneak through.
Well, Lennox Brown made that play by how he blocked on the outside.
He's been good for the Mustangs here today. Chevalier looking for a touchdown drive, and another wide receiver out there wide. And again, Lennox Brown's out there blocking on Jordan Carter. It'll be a gain of 2.
And Lennox Brown is 6'3", 220, so he's a capable blocking threat on the outside, and we've seen this a number of times where his job is to just block the DB that's over there and give a wide receiver or running back a space to move.
Up! It's a huge sack for the Raiders. Number 11, Aiden Klein.
He came flying out of Hospers and just took him down immediately. Chevalier didn't even see him.
The DB blitz comes home.
Chevalier didn't even see him.
Here is Klein. He's lined up one-on-one. He says, nope, I'm coming on a blitz. Chevalier turns his head, and all he sees is white face mask. 3rd and long for the Mustangs. Birch switching sides. Voss and Dragstra back in. Looking deep. End zone. Brown. Interception! It's Jordan Carter.
His second pick of the day.
Second pick of the day. Chevalier has almost matched his season total in interceptions today. Had 4 coming into this game. It's 3 now against the Raider defense.
Hat trick. If you got a hat, chuck it onto the track.
And we're playing jump around in Orange City, and the Northwestern fans are feeling it.
We need the offense. We need the offense to put some sort of points on the board. Do you see Kabongo? Is he still here? Yeah, he's here. Soccer game starts
7 minutes ago. Giovanni Kabongo, a men's soccer and football star in his first year for the Raiders. Colby Duncan going to take over with the offense at the 20. He's got Casey in the backfield. Looking to pass. Blitzer's coming. Deep ball. Scouting through the hands of Tanner Scouting once again.
Just off the fingertips. They're starting to cover him over top with a safety, which is going to be probably good for Northwestern as things move along.
Lighten the box a little bit. The Raiders get to play with the wind now, and that's going to be the big thing, too. We've got these crosswind coming in. We've got a strong wind coming in from the west, but a lot of the wind is being funneled to the south. So the Raiders going to have a chance at some of these deep balls, and Scouting a few drops today that normally he makes, but at least he's got that touchdown. Duncan looking. Throws it over top. There's Carson Ness at the 35. Almost takes out.
Yeah, somebody got taken
managers.
out. Somebody got taken out just laying there on the sideline. Somebody got smoked. It's like not even moving.
Seth Wallace right there to be able to help, so we're good there. As the team will back away.
And that's not like with those offensive linemen. Like people on the sideline, that came at the sideline fast.
Yes. And so I believe
we'll
take a quick timeout. We'll be right back here on the GPAC Network.
How do you make everyone's favorite buffet even better? How do you make the country's best chicken even more exciting? How do you make Thursday the best night ever? Wing night at Pizza Ranch. Boneless and traditional. A variety of sauces. All the wings you want, plus all your other buffet favorites. The country's best wing night is here. Taking flight Thursday nights only at Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
Back here on the GPAC network, we are all good on the Northwestern sidelines. As she's up and walking, it's the manager for the Raiders, Ellie Karolvitz, as I may have butchered her last name, but one of our photographers as well for the sports information department, so hoping she's all right. Takes great photos as well on that sideline. Has been phenomenal help for us over the last couple years, so hoping she's okay. As the Northwestern offense back out here at the 36-yard line. Colby Duncan, Gardner Casey back there. And we'll get a play blown dead.
Yeah, I think we probably started too soon outside.
And I don't even see the flag.
Start. Offense number 18. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
I didn't even see the flag come out, but it'll be false start on Cohen Jacobs. Now 1st and 15 after the big play from Carson Ness. And now a false start by Cohen Jacobs, another wide receiver for the Raiders. 14-7, they lead this ball game. Duncan back to pass. He's got a blitzers coming. No hold. Duncan going to try to make a man miss.
Oh, man.
And jumped over the back and sacked by number 90, T.L. Lowe.
That was lucky it wasn't a strip sack. Lowe was coming in. He was
hustling from this
oh
near
my gosh,
side.
he was
had
in a
the
full
longest.
sprint. He was a full sprint for a large man coming right at the quarterback, and Duncan had no idea that he was coming.
His drive not starting the way the Raiders want after they picked up a big first down. Now a penalty and a sack, and it's an empty package for Colby Duncan. It's Gardner Casey, the running backs, up on that top pair of twins. Duncan back to pass. He's got blitzers. Ball going deep. Carson Ness will look to make the catch. No call on a flag. It's A.J. Matthews in coverage.
I don't hate that.
There's no call there.
They put a safety over top of Scouting on the top side.
There's just a lot of hand fighting down the sideline, so nothing too crazy. So now it's 3rd and very long for the Raiders. A drive that ended up 5 yards from where they started. Duncan and Casey in the backfield. Low snap picked up. Duncan's going to air it out for Scoutin, just over his head, and it'll be incomplete and 4th down. Punt team will come out. But again, Luke Yeltema with this range coming down a little harder now.
Yeah, that drive, just shooting yourself in the foot really kind of hurts. 9 minutes left here in the game. Northwestern needed a score there to make it a 2-score game, because this Mustang offense, they're going to click on something. We've seen them be able to move the ball. So the Raiders, it's hard to wish for turnovers on a guy that's not turned it over.
Punt over the head. Scooped up off the bounce. He's got 3 men to beat. He'll run out of bounds at the 20. As that was number 9, Drew Sellen, who picked that one up.
Heck yeah, that was a great punt.
Great punt, made him run. If it just has a little more hang time, the Raiders have a chance to get down there and maybe force Sellen not to go after the ball or tackle him right as he gets it. But a drive that'll start from the 26, It looked like he had run out of bounds at the 20. So it'll be the 26, the rain falling here in Orange City. Chevalier and Birch. It's a handoff to Birch, bouncing it to the outside. He's got a crease, breaks the tackle. He'll be wrapped up and breaks free. I believe that'll be Ben Egley. who finally gets him down.
Jalen Birch is listed at 5'9", 180, but he runs like he's 6'2", 210.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a hard runner for the Mustangs. Again, had a great week last week. Those 3 touchdowns on just 72 yards, only 13 attempts in that game. As again, you can see him slip by Smythe, steps out of that. Egley almost runs Egley over, slips out of the tackle of Egley, and the safeties have to make the play. Chevalier looking, throws out of the hands of the receiver on the near side. It's Drew Sellen. Again, the rain slippery, making these catches for these wide receivers. And again, it's been a big passing game for Northwestern. You almost start to worry, is the rushing game going to have to be leaned on here? And we'll see if they're able to struggle or if they're able to step it up. 2nd and 10 for Morningside. Birch still in there. He's been the strong runner, the hot hand. He'll get this handoff. Tackled with just 2 yards on the game. Looked like he was going to be tackled for no gain and makes it forward just a little bit. While the rain does make the ball a little bit slippery, it also makes the players slippery. As right there looked like Levi Egley might have had a chance to get him for no gain. But a nice bounce by Birch, and it's 3rd and 8 instead of 3rd and 10.
Big down here.
They've got Jordan Carter one-on-one on the near side with Sisler, excuse me. Chevalier looking, slipping and sliding are the players over the top. It's caught by Lennox Brown wide open, and he is slow to get up.
Real slow. What a great catch.
Wide open. All the D linemen were slipping and falling down. Lennox Brown, see, Voss and Meyer both go down, and wide open, basically 2 guys chasing Brown, as we'll have an injury timeout. We'll take a quick break right here on the GPAC Network and be right back with you for some great GPAC football. First and 10 here on the GPAC Network for Morningside. Austin West, Brian Weedy with you here on the call. D lineman rotating around for Northwestern. 1st and 10 after the big catch by Lennox Brown. He went out, looked like he got the wind knocked out of him. Birch will make a run, find a seam, and cut it up for 3.5 yards. 2nd and 7 for the Mustangs. They are driving well here in the rain.
Yeah, they got to have a touchdown. 6.5 minutes to go. Plenty of time.
And Chevalier's got an arm. He can put it on a line and not have to worry about that wind. The rush getting home. Chevalier hit as he throws. He'll complete it to his big man Kraft for a 1st down.
Yeah, that's that tight end release we've been talking about. Just kind of goes right, lets everybody get engaged, and then slips out.
If he's a second late, Chevalier is lit up by that D line.
Down inside the People's Bank red zone here for Morningside.
1st and 10, handoff Birch. Looks to cut up the middle, met at the line. It's Smythe, and somebody breaking through that tackle. It'd be Dragstra. He tackled him, got an arm on him through the offensive lineman of number 73, Caden Clausen. So Dragster, the one that slows him up. Now it's 2nd and 10. Tristan Voss coming off the field again, playing both ways for the Raiders here today. Left guard and D-line. It's a run for Birch. Tries to bounce it outside. Looking for a hold. Not going to get it. Tackled by Aiden Klein at the 9. It was Levi Egley, looked like just straight up tackled on that far side. And so now it's 3rd and 5 from the 15. this rate, you know Morningside probably going to go 4-down territory the way they've been able to move the ball. Chevalier drops back to pass, looking for an opening. Doesn't have one, now has one. And who is it but Lennox Brown in the end zone for the touchdown. Right over the middle, just slips it through, does Chevalier.
Yeah, that was like Brett Favre knew where he was going to throw it and just reared back and threw it as hard as he could, put his foot in the ground. And
it's a long time for DBs to cover, just shakes free. I believe it was Kyler Fritz who was on him.
Maybe something could happen here in this extra point.
14-13 our score. The rain coming down, wind not as strong now for this PAT attempt. Looking to block it, blocked by Fritz.
It's blocked.
The Raiders jump on it. Fritz had a close one on the last touchdown. He gets it this time. It's something about those Raiders and blocked kicks. It's 14-13 in favor of the Raiders.
Well, you see it all the time. They let that outside guy free, and he just got enough speed to get there. I don't know if we'll have to see the replay again, but I don't know if the hold was a little bit.
Snap. Look at this. Kyler Fritz starts the move, and they just let him go.
Heck yeah. All right, offense, you're up.
A big moment for the Raider offense. 4:41 to go. You keep it on the ground. The run game has been quiet today for Northwestern.
4:40, and Morningside has 3 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout, so that the clock is really not something that the offense should be trying to run the clock out. They need to try to score,
yes,
whatever that looks like. And if it happens to take 4 minutes to do that, great.
So
but
be it.
Yep, but they need to try to score and not worry about the clock, in my humble baseball coach opinion.
Yes. A big return here. Braden Bosma still not on the field. It's Casey back there alongside number 20. That'll be our usual number 4, Isaac Went, or actually it'll be Josh Wiersema are our 2 returners. So Bosma still
and they're
not
kicking
on
into the
this.
wind.
Into the wind.
I mean, I'd be shocked if they got it to the 5. This ball's probably going to come down in the 15 range, I would imagine.
That's where our returners are standing, are on the 5.
Yeah, they're going to move up about 5 yards here.
Here they go, sit at the 10, creeping. This kick, a spinning liner, will take a bounce. Casey will grab it, here he comes. He's got a block, finds a crease across the 30 to the 33-yard line. Excuse me, they'll mark him at the 32. We got some miscommunication by our officials. One said 34, one said 32. And they'll go in between, it looks like, just past the 32. With 4:35 to go in this contest.
All right.
Legacy drive for Colby Duncan.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to put it. You cement yourself for this season. What this season's going to be for Northwestern probably comes down to how this drive goes.
Duncan and Casey, they're going to pass. They've got Scoutin wide open on the out route. Makes Matthews wrap him up in the open field. A good tackle by A.J. Matthews. It'll be 9-yard gain for Tanner Scoutin. Again, those quick outs have been great for Scoutin all year long. He's got great hands and length there on the outside, and they just left him uncovered as well.
Well, his speed is such a threat. Rarely do we see him getting press coverage or the DB being right up on his face. They give him space, and he's one-on-one on the outside right now.
He's got almost 10 yards of space there on the outside. Casey and Duncan are in the I formation. Good snap, handoff, Casey to the outside. He'll run it up. He'll cut up and find the first down and a gain of 4. Clock will continue to run.
That touchdown for Morningside does, however, keep them alive if Northwestern does find a way to score here.
Yes.
If the Raiders find a way to score a touchdown, they're still within a touchdown and 2-point conversion. So this is why Northwestern needs to just put points on the board find a way to get something on the scoreboard at the end of this drive.
Keep that defense on the bench as long as possible. Keep them fresh. Has snap for Duncan. He'll look to pass. Sends it out to Casey. A little swing. Met at the line of scrimmage.
That was a clean
It'll be
tackle
a gain
right there.
of one, a big tackle.
Jack Kratz just dominated Casey.
Just right there, ran through the body. A great tackle by Jack Kratz.
Oklahoma drill down.
One-on-one, great open field tackle. It doesn't get much better than that, as they'll give him less yardage. I thought he had made it out to the 45, but they'll say he only made it to the 44. So 2nd and 10 once again. You have one more play before the 2-minute warning.
I think Morningside might call a timeout if the clock is ticking after this play.
Duncan looking to pass. He
wants
flushed.
Scouting. Scouting's got a lane.
He's going to run upfield. He'll gain just nothing. He'll make it back to the line of scrimmage.
And they did take a timeout.
Duncan is slow to get up. 2:10 and a timeout.
He hit his head pretty good, it seemed like.
For Morningside, and you're right, he was looking for scouting down the field. As they were just looking to find somebody down there that he could find that pass to, but well covered by the zone of Morningside. And they'll reset it to 2:13, so 13 seconds before the 2-minute timeout. It's 3rd and 10 for the Raiders. A bit of a stall here now as they started to go deep. But you forced Morningside to use one of their timeouts. They're down to 2, plus the 2-minute timeout.
Yep, and Northwestern find a way to pick up 10 yards right here. Keep the clock moving. Make Morningside take another timeout or take it all the way down to the 2-minute timeout.
A first down could almost seal this game. But they've got to get 10 yards to do it. The question becomes, depending on how many yards you pick up here for the Raiders, if it's not a first down, how are you going to punt this thing with the wind?
Yeah.
Because you risk, sending it out the back of the end zone.
Well, even
you
that
also
would be
risk
fine,
that
though.
pinning them deep. Force the 90-yard plus drive.
Yep.
3rd and 10. Scouting's on the near side by himself. This is that run we saw from Duncan, just spread out a little bit more. It's quads to the top. Timeout called by Northwestern. We'll get another stoppage of play. We'll take it with them here. We'll be right back with more GPAC football right here on the GPAC Network.
Orange City Area Health System offers more than you know. The list of on-site specialty services and surgeries you can have here is extensive, with 3 general surgeons and a cutting-edge surgery center. You can receive therapy, rehab, and sports medicine treatment. You can even receive state-of-the-art diagnostic and imaging services. So when you require medical care, ask your doctor if you can get it here. Orange City Area Health System.
And Red Raider Athletics. Van Engel and Holden Insurance.
Back with you here on the GPAC Network. 2:13 left in the contest. Austin West, Brian Weedy with you on the call. It's the number 4 ranked Morningside Mustangs trailing the unranked Northwestern Red Raiders here at home. 14-13 our score. It's 3rd and 10 for Northwestern. They're on their own 44-yard line. They've switched their play. They had quads lined up to the field side before. Now they're going twins each way. Duncan sends Jacobs in motion, fakes the jet sweep, looking to pass. He looks for Carson Ness, underthrown.
They caught it.
He'll say he was 3 yards short. And now a big question here as we go to the 2-minute timeout. 4th and 2. Do you go for it?
No. I would be in the no camp.
I don't have those analytics to tell me what the choice should be, but
do you say we've already lost 3 games?
Yes.
We are going to play to win this game.
Yes. That seems like a from what I know of head coach Matt McCarty, that sounds on brand for him.
It looks like it's the punt squad.
It does. There's Luke Yeltima there.
But Tanner Scouton's out there.
No, that'll be Colby Duncan, not Yeltima, both wearing number 2.
Yeah.
So
looks
it
like
will
the
be
offense.
They might keep the offense out here. It looks like they might have bumped them back maybe. So maybe it'll be 3 yards to go, not 2. The offense going to stay out there. 2 timeouts for Morningside.
Well, here we go. How about it? Welcome to it. Here we go.
A game play that could decide the game here for the Raiders. Gardner Casey's the running back. Tanner Scouton has 2 shadows on him on the far side. Cohen Jacobs, Carson Ness on the near side. They send Jacobs in motion. No snap. Jacobs lines up behind Scouton. Duncan yelling something to his offense. No jump. Maybe they're just trying to get that extra 5.
Yep.
He'll hold off.
Yep.
And it'll be, will they call the timeout? They will, so no delay of game to bump them back.
No, it was a penalty. They just didn't throw a penalty.
So delay of game for the Raiders. Here comes the punt team.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes. 2 timeouts for the Mustangs of Morningside. We'll see how long this drive goes from the punt of Luke Yeltima. The defense struggling for Morningside.
That's because they thought there was a timeout. There was no timeout. It was a penalty.
They're panicking. They don't know what's going on. They get set.
Everybody in the stands wanted him to snap
Yeltima high snap, deep punt. It's going. It'll be caught by Sellen. He's going to make a man miss. He'll be tackled at the 29-yard line. A good return by Drew Sellen. And now the defense of Northwestern will have its biggest test of the day.
Yep.
A minute 51. 2 timeouts.
Well, with the timeouts, the running game isn't out the window.
No. And Birch has been good at picking up long games.
Yeah, you probably don't do it unless it's a short where you can pick up a first down and the clock doesn't run on you. So, yeah, I mean, you got arguably the NAI Player of the Year taking the ball in Chevalier. So
Chevalier and Birch in the backfield. Kraft, their big guy in motion. Chevalier going to look to pass. He's got a man in his face. He's sacked. Jacob Dragstra.
And that's going to be a timeout. There's one of their timeouts.
A huge play by the D-line of Northwestern.
That is exactly right. Jacob Dragstra took the offensive line like he's a hog farmer would and just pulled them back like I'm grabbing the whole crowd. And I'm just going to take all of you hog mollies up front to the quarterback and bring him down.
And that's actually a mistake on Chevalier. He stepped up in the pocket, and he just let Dragstra come to him. Gosh. His lineman was backing up. That was, I believe, number 70, the center, Mason Scott. He had Dragstra locked up, but as he was getting pushed back, Chevalier stepped up, and he was next to Dragstra, and Dragstra said, I just got to reach out and grab him. And that he does. And, boy, Jacob Dragstra, sometimes he doesn't get the credit he deserves when he's next to an All-American of Tristan Voss, but he is making his name for himself here. He's been fantastic. Him and Voss, just a fantastic duo there on that D-line.
Just two really strong humans.
Both back for 5th years this year as well. They wanted a chance to come back and play with the guys, and they're looking to get a statement win here today. Voss back in on that D-line now. You see him there next to Dragstra, wearing number 55. Caden Meyer at the top in 56. And they've got number 13.
Brody Van Riggenmorter.
Riggenmorter on the near side. Haven't heard his name much today. A minute 46, a man in motion. It's Sellen. Birch is still in the backfield, trips to the Chevalier's right. He's looking that way. Looks to air it out. It'll be caught shy, goes out of bounds. Does Kyle Sisler.
Yep, stops the clock.
Sisler has been the star of the receiving game for Morningside. I know Drew Sellen got the got the 1 touchdown on the direct snap, and Lennox Brown had that big drive, but it's really been Sisler who's done everything in between. 3rd and 3 for the Raiders. 1:41. One timeout left for the Mustangs. The snap, no handoff. Throw over the top, hit by Kyler Fritz off his hands.
And we got a penalty.
Penalty, I believe it could be a holding call.
I don't know what that was late. I don't know if that's on Lennox Brown over here. I don't know. I literally don't know what he could be calling.
Gramstad was looking for a holding call in the backfield.
They're talking to Coach McCarty to try to figure out if he's going to accept it or decline it.
And that's a big decision if you're Coach McCarty.
I mean, you got to
They will decline it.
Make it 4th down.
It'll be 4th and 3. And it will be holding on 72.
4th down.
It's 4th and 3.
There's one timeout for Morningside. It comes down to this.
This is a huge play here for Northwestern.
9 feet.
9 feet, 3 yards, 1 down for Morningside. The rain falling, the crowd on their feet. Chevalier and Birch snaps the ball, empty backfield. Birch rolling, throws over the top.
It's intercepted.
Oh, it's dropped. It's out of the hands of Fritz. It's incomplete, and it looks like the Northwestern Red Raiders are going to upset the number 4 team in the country, the Morningside Mustangs. At home, students have left for fall break.
We got 3.
We have 3 students. The wind is blowing. The rain is falling. The soccer teams aren't here. They're playing their own games. And we might have the biggest upset of the year.
We just had the T-shirt cannon. Couldn't get the ball to the stands, so Noah's chucking them. It looks miserable out there, by the way.
It does. I'm so glad I'm up in the booth with you. It's much nicer up here. We don't have to worry about wind. We don't have to worry about rain. We're comfortable.
I don't know if we can see. There's a lot of people leaving from the other side.
A lot of Morningside fans starting to head out. And it's going to be victory formation for Northwestern. Duncan not even going to waste any time. He just drops right down to a knee. And Morningside will call their timeout. 1:31 left in this contest. And an upset basically here for Northwestern. Brian, what are some of the things you saw that you liked a lot today?
Well, I mean, the secondary played incredible against an All-American quarterback. 3 interceptions, very low completion percentage. Like that was really good. You know, the Raider defense did give up some yards on the ground, but how they defended the pass today was exceptional.
Yes.
Offensively, we threw the ball really well. We didn't get rewarded for it on the scoreboard, but we saw some really good things from the offensive side of the ball. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it. We couldn't get them points.
Here's that last play. Chevalier steps up, just not even sure where he was sending that one. As Brown was looking to go deep, and it looked like Chevalier thought he was going to cut it in. As they'll come back out to kneel it again. You talked about that secondary holding up so well. 3 interceptions for Chevalier today. Had 4 coming in. Again, like you said, All-American, has a good shot at that NAIA Player of the Year. Has been phenomenal through this season so far. And Birch, again, that running back, so good. As backing up Colby Duncan, wasting as much time as possible. As he'll roll to the ground and gets run over, it looks like there as well. As they'll just let the clock run. 3rd and 19. They'll take 35 seconds off this clock on this 3rd down. As they're still calling plays on a victory formation.
Yeah. They're just standing there waiting for it to end, and they need a few more seconds. Like it's going to get down under 40 right here after this one, so that'll be it. We need just one more snap, one more handled snap. Duncan's trying to keep his hands dry. And,
5 seconds on the game clock. Excuse me, on the play clock.
That'll
As
do it.
Duncan will go down. That'll go down. Duncan celebrates with the crowd.
Well, if the Raiders want to have a puncher's shot, they got to win. They got to win out, and it started with winning against number 4. started with winning against number 4, so it's good to see that the Raiders found a way to do that. And God dang, what a game.
What a game. The voters, they've got some choices to make. Number 4 falls to an unranked team. And boy, was it a good one here in this one. 3 offensive touchdowns, 1 for the Raiders, 2 for Morningside, a pick 6. Jordan Carter, then you can see that interception by Carter in the end zone. That was number 3 on the day for him. And again, Chevalier just didn't know what was hit him here today. A great job by that defense of Northwestern. That offense looks good for Morningside. We'll see how they go the rest of the way. I mean, that is a 2-headed monster there in that backfield with Chevalier and Birch, and then not even including Juven Hudson, who was fantastic as well when he was able to come in to fill in for Birch. But what a huge, huge game for the Raiders here at home as they head into the weekend, the rest of the weekend. They're celebrating big as they should. Nobody had them in this one. Here's a couple of more highlights. Another deep ball. Here's Kyler Fritz's interception. Another great one. Again, that secondary was phenomenal. Kept Chevalier on his toes. Couldn't let him go where they wanted him to. A great showing. And credit to Brett Mosier in his first year as a defensive coordinator.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Let's take a break as you get the highlights here, and we'll be back. We'll be back shortly with the recap.
Today's broadcast is brought to you by the following sponsors: Premier Communications, the Van Engelhoven Insurance Agency, Orange City Ace Hardware, Diamond Vogel Paint, Iowa State Bank.
Back with you here on the GPAC Network. As a great ending to this one, an upset by the Raiders as they run to the locker room. 14-13, our final score here this afternoon. For those of you tuning in on the GPAC Network, if you're looking for something to do after this game, men's and women's soccer going on all afternoon. Men's started 40 minutes ago, so you can tune in to that contest as you see fit. We'll try to pull up some stats here as our wonderful SID of the year, Bradley Lockman, getting his stats to the coaches before the broadcast booth. But understandable, we get it. But as we pull these up, again, a huge game. Both teams scored in the first quarter, 7-7 after that. We head into the half. Northwestern gets their first offensive score in the third quarter, and then Morningside scores again in the fourth, but they get blocked on the PAT, and it holds us at 14-13. What a win for the Raiders. Taking a look at their stats, Northwestern, 15 first downs, 25 rushes for just 14 yards. That's not the Raiders you're used to seeing. 243 passing yards, as it was 19 for 29 and 1 interception for Colby Duncan. 257 total yards. And we talked about that defense. It was 23 first downs for Morningside, 34 rushes for 140 yards, 219 passing yards as well. And then total, they were 22 for 41 with 3 interceptions from Zach Chevalier. Usually he has those stat lines without the interceptions and adds a few more touchdowns on top of that as well. The 3 interceptions and returns were big for the Raiders as well. Just an all-around great game. Again, Colby Duncan, 19-29, 243, a touchdown and an interception. Zach Chevalier, 22-41, 219, a touchdown, 3 interceptions.
Yeah, 19 for 29, 243 yards is a great game from a quarterback. 20 rushes on top of it. It's probably a little bit higher than what the coaches would want, but you come away with a victory against number 4. It's hard to complain. It's hard to complain about the stats and what's happening. For the Raiders, really proud of their effort, and you know that with our coaching staff, our guys are going to be prepared and they're going to be ready to play hard. And, the what-if game is going to be hard to stay away. It's going to be hard not to play the what-if game. But Northwestern really can't handle anything other than what's in front of them right now. And this is a good first step towards just doing what you can do.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Dordt and Morningside have played each other quite yet this season, as we'll have to look back at the schedule to find out. But if they have not, that becomes a highly contested matchup. If Morningside drops a little bit, Dordt maybe jumps up, and it's the conference on the line for those two teams. And so Dordt right now leading Mount Marty. We heard from our PA announcer. And Brian, I think we got to give ourselves a player of the game, sponsored by Orange City Area Health System. I'll let you pick. Who do you think is our player of this game? there's a lot of options here for Northwestern.
Well, I think that there's one clear option.
Yes.
Jordan Carter.
That's actually, I was thinking, it was him or Colby Duncan were my two choices.
Colby Duncan had a great game.
But Jordan Carter
had 2 interceptions, one when Morningside was inside the red zone, and also had a pick 6, accounting for roughly half of our points.
Yes, and that's not even getting into his tackles as well. Those were just 2 big plays by him. We'll see. He actually just had the 2 interceptions. I don't even know if they gave him a breakup, as they believe they'll give him a QB hit as well at some point. It looks like maybe. Our stats are 2 pages, so we're trying to read it hard. But yeah, no, never mind. Excuse me, no QB hit for Jordan Carter. It's just the 2 interceptions for him and 2 tackle assists. So not much in the tackling department, but again, the 2 interceptions were huge.
Yep.
Shout out the redshirt freshman, our Orange City Area Health Systems player of the game, Jordan Carter. Again, congrats to the Raiders on this one. Colby Duncan, phenomenal game. That D-line had a great game. Just a great game all around.
Love to see it.
Love to see the guys going both ways as well. Tristan Voss, O-line, D-line today, and gets the upset. What a great day for him. We'll have to see if there's a snap count released on how many snaps he played in this game for this one. So,
what do we got? What do we got coming up next week? What do the Raiders got?
I believe the Raiders travel on the road next week. I believe we are off to play
at Midland.
At Midland, yes.
Who's receiving votes?
Who is receiving votes, and so are we. So that's going to be a huge game too.
Going to be an intense battle.
And it's a fun one for me because some of my former coaching staff at Buena Vista is now on that Midland coaching staff.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Some of my teammates play at Midland now as well. So it'll be interesting to see how those guys shape up, both defensive players. So we'll see. But again, a big win for the Raiders here this afternoon, 14-13 over the number 4 ranked Morningside.